Something's in the water.
Dude, it's in your mouth.
I can't see it, but I feel it.
This summer, from the people who brought you floss and fluoride, gum disease, the silent bite.
Ah! Why didn't anyone warn me?
We did. At Scott Family Dental, you may not see the problem, but we can. No insurance contracts and a team that treats you like family.
So no jaws, just gentle cleanings?
Exactly. But skip your checkup and you might need a bigger toothbrush.
Scott Family Dental. Catch the problems before they bite. Book now at scottfamdental.com.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with the Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
2 division winners from a season ago now in a fight for wild card positioning. The Houston Texans host the Buffalo Bills. Coverage at 7:30 Thursday, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello. Good morning. Welcome into the Ben Bosscher Show. Kyle Sandel behind the glass today. We got a lot to get to today. Michigan State, one of their biggest games of the regular season happening tonight. The Champions Classic. Michigan State, Kentucky. That'll be live on our airwaves when that game tips off later tonight. But we've got a lot to discuss before then. We'll get to the Pistons, who won 10 straight games after last night's win, in action again tonight. We'll get to an around the league and some college football here coming up, including a conversation about Sharon Moore that I think the Michigan fans are finally ready to have. But we'll start things out with this Detroit Lions team. We hinted at this yesterday. I'm kind of now under the belief that the defense has caught up to the offense. And when I say that, like, you can look at the stats, and the offense is 29 points per game, and it's tied for 4th. The defense is allowing 21 points per game, that's tied for 10th. But this is kind of what we expected going into the season, right? The offense was going to take a little bit of a step backwards, still be good, but a step backwards nonetheless. They weren't going to be the best offense in the NFL 3 straight seasons with their offense coordinator leaving, and more importantly, Frank Ragnow retiring. Look, we expected it. We also expected them to be a top 10 defense by the end of the season too, but I think what's become maybe not clearer, but at least, it's become an argument over the past month is, has this defense like all the way caught up to this Detroit Lions offense that for the last couple of years has been a superpower? Because if you look at just the playoff teams that the Lions have played, playoffs start right now. There's 3 teams on the schedule that the Lions have played that would be in the dance: Packers, Buccaneers, Eagles. The Lions offense is averaging 15 points per game against them. The Lions defense is only allowing 17 points per game against those teams. It's pretty good. And I know it's still the offense, not outscoring the defense. But look, I don't know. I'm looking at this defense that's still not fully at full strength. We haven't really seen Aleem McNeil turn into himself yet and turn into that person that was worthy of getting that enormous contract extension that he got in the middle of the season. DJ Reed's been out for a while. Terrion Arnold's in and out of every single game. And, of course, Kirby Joseph hasn't played in over a month now. You take all that in consideration, the fact that nobody can run on this Lions team. They haven't allowed a running back to go over 100 yards all season long. I'm kind of starting to, if we're using the word trust, lean more towards the defense, because in January, no matter where you're playing, whether it's inside, outside, I just don't think anybody can run on this team, and that's kind of the stuff that matters come postseason. So I think I'm officially ready to say I trust this defense a little bit more than the offense. But with that being said, I still think the offense has a little bit higher of a ceiling. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's kind of the point I was going to make, is it a good thing that you trust the defense more than the offense? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I disagree, but I don't know if that's good for the Lions. Like, you want the offense to be better than the defense. For them to reach their full potential to be a Super Bowl winning team, the offense has to be the reason why, correct? The defense has outplayed what we thought they were going to this season, right? I think that's fair. We had discussed that maybe that they could be a top 10 unit this year, but with all the injuries that they've faced and they've still kind of outplayed those expectations, I think that's totally impressive. But the offense not being the driving force behind this Lions season so far, I think is more of a concern than anything, no matter how good the defense has been.
You're right, because this was the Lions' superpower the last few years, and right now it feels like the Lions don't necessarily have a superpower. It's like, okay, we play this certain style of defense. It's really hard for teams to run on us. Sometimes they can throw over the top, but once we get our safeties back, we feel pretty comfortable with that. Again, the word's trust. So, I trust that the Lions' defense is never going to just all of a sudden give up 35 points. Those days feel like they're done. Remember that when it was like, hey, we got to get into a shootout here, and if we don't end up getting the ball in the last possession, we're going to lose the game.
Even the games we've thought they were going to be shootouts have not. I mean, Baltimore is the only one that was like, this is a super high scoring smash the over game. But the Buccaneers game was was low scoring.
But even in that Ravens game, they scored late. Remember?
Right.
And it's like you kind of had a firm hold on them the entire night. They had all these key plays on 3rd and 4th down where they did their job against Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I still think that this defense is something to hang your hat on. This can be a difference maker come January, which is a good thing at the end of the day. But it feels like the Lions have lost their ability to, hey, no matter what, we're going to be able to put up 3 or 4 touchdowns on a team. Now it feels like every single one of these red zone possessions is critical to score 7 rather than 3, because that's going to be determine the outcome of the game. When in the past it was, well, we know we're going to get another opportunity here. We can take our 3 points and move on. Or it was, we feel pretty confident in our ability to go for it on 4th down. That's not the case anymore. And now we've seen 2 different types of defenses really get to the Lions' offensive line. We've got, the stuff that you can't replicate that Philly has, these behemoths on the defensive front. The front seven's just this enormous group. Some of the best D tackles and linebackers in the NFL. That's not something every team can replicate. But what teams can replicate is let's just blitz the hell out of this team from the interior and really confuse this trio in the middle in Glasgow and Ratledge and Yodi or whoever's playing left guard that day. Let's just blitz the hell out of them and do all these stunts and basically make them communicate with each other because we don't think they can pass off these blocks. And that's what Brian Flores did, and obviously not everyone's as gifted as Brian Flores is dialing up the schemes and the blitzes, but there's now been two different types of defenses to get to Jared Goff and really hinder the Lions' ability to, put on a good on-field product for the offense, which it's definitely a reason for concern, especially come the postseason when you're playing some of the best defenses in the NFL for 3 straight weeks.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we harped on a ton yesterday was the fact that the offense looks good against the bad defenses. And,
right.
And you don't want to be the guy that's just like, oh, well, I don't care if the offense is playing good because it's not against a good team. Like, I think that there is value in the offense playing good against bad defenses, right? I mean, that there obviously is.
They're going to rush for 200 yards against this Giants team on Sunday.
Right, exactly. But it's not going to change the way I feel about Philly. It's not going to change the way I felt in the Kansas City game, even in the Tampa Bay game offensively. Like, these teams that you're going to have to face on a way to a Super Bowl, I'm going to remember how the offense played against those teams in the regular season. And so that's the unfortunate part of this. But like you said, on the flip side, you have the defense that you can now start to rely on a little bit. And the fact that I think trust is the right word because the offense still has the ceiling. And I think if the Lions are going to go to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, just be even in contention to go to one, it's going to be because of the offense. So the offense has to figure it out in this back half of the season. Luckily, they have the defense that they can hang their hats on right now because that's been incredibly consistent to this point.
See, that's where I'd almost push back a little bit, and I feel like you're almost discrediting the defense a little bit because I don't know, let's say,
I mean, the defense isn't winning them a Super Bowl, right?
I think it can win them a game in the playoffs because I look around on this defense, and similar to how I felt about the offense last year, it's like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to sell out to stop Amon-Ra? Well, we've got Gibbs, or we've got Jamo. You're going to sell out to stop the run? We've got these weapons. I look around this defense, and when it is fully healthy and you fill in the blank NFC quarterbacks trying to go on a game-winning drive, whether it's Stafford or Baker or Hurts for that matter, it's like there's a lot of playmakers on this defense.
Yeah.
Hutch has routinely come up with these big plays in the fourth quarter. He's had a quiet few weeks, but we know he's capable of a strip sack at any given moment. Brian Branch can come lay the thunder. He has 2 forced fumbles this season. Kirby Joseph, when he's back there, is just a lurker in the secondary, always ready to pick off a deep ball. Like, there are playmakers on this defense that can flip a game in a matter of seconds. I don't think that's something you can rely on for a month straight in the playoffs when you got to go up against these awesome quarterbacks week in, week out. But I do think the defense can win him a game. And maybe that game ends up being the Super Bowl. But to win 4 straight games, especially if you're going to be on the road, yeah, the offense it simply has to wake up and be a little bit more close to what it was last season compared to what it's been for the last month this season.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I agree. I think you can get a game with the defense. And I think that it's nice how we talk about the offense needs to wake up this back half. Like, it's nice that you can rely on the defense because if this would have happened a year ago, I mean, like, you couldn't rely on the defense to give you that for sure they're going to be stout for 4 games in a row.
I mean, how many games has the defense, like, kind of already won? Would you count the Baltimore game?
Tampa Bay, for sure.
Tampa. I mean, the defense played good enough to win on Sunday night.
Right, I mean, yeah.
Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't win the game, so we can't count it, but absolutely they played good enough to win.
I would say even though they gave up the 30 points in Baltimore, they had a late touchdown in that game. Like, I thought the defense was outstanding against Baltimore. And then you've had some games that weren't really, like, the defense didn't necessarily need to come up with a big stop.
That's what I was going to say. Like, the games against the bad teams, like, you can't blame the defense, but it's not like the offense was the reason that they won the game. It's just you're just playing an inferior team. Like, in the good wins that they have this year against Tampa, that was won defensively. Like you said, you could potentially toss out the Baltimore game. I think that's a toss-up. The offense was good in that game as well.
It was.
And then all the other games were just
Montgomery was good in that game.
Yeah. All the other games were just won in blowouts against bad defenses. So it's like your biggest win, quote-unquote, of the year in Tampa Bay at home was absolutely won on defense.
We're creeping into college football territory with this team to where now that they've had these postseason expectations for 3 years in a row, it's not as fun, I guess, to beat up on the really bad teams in the NFL Because remember, like, the last 2 years, it was like, let's see how many touchdowns we can score. And it was like 50 points against every bad team.
I kind of love it still.
Well, I mean, those games are great, but now it's like, as you just said, like, I'm still going to think about this Philly game. I'm still going to think about the Kansas City game. Like, those are still fun, but they come with okay, but you have to beat a good team. Like, that's why I said it's kind of college football-y right now. Like, people are starting to ask the questions, who is Ohio State beat?
Right, yeah, exactly.
And obviously there's no resumes in the NFL, but at the same time, it's like, if we're going to talk about these teams as Super Bowl contenders and who do we think's going to win, like, resumes matter a little bit.
Right.
And the Lions haven't put together a great one so far.
Similar to James Franklin and Penn State. You know, it's like, oh, they've won 4 or 5 games in a row. That's great. Wait, they lost to Ohio State, though, earlier in the year again? Okay, I don't really care then. You know, it's just kind of it's turning into that right now. It sucks that it turns into that. And the Lions have good teams on their schedule still to push that narrative aside. But right now, you can't hide from it. It's the narrative that exists.
Speaking of college football, Sharon Moore? No more of him?
I forgot my collar.
We should both just wear blue collars to the show anytime we're talking about Michigan.
Gotta go to work today, man.
We do have to. Yeah, no, that's a good point. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break, come back, maybe get some of your thoughts. You guys can text in 989-837-6125 to the Mitt messages throughout the course of the show. But next, I want to touch on Sharon Moore because we didn't really get to do this yesterday. Michigan barely squeaks out a win. Game-winning field goal as time expires against Northwestern. Didn't have time for it yesterday. We've got time for it today. That's next when we come back here on the Ben Bosscher Show. Live on 100.9 The Mitt. 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends at Iron Stack Technologies. Strong businesses, well, they need strong tech, and that's where Iron Stack comes in. Locally owned in Midland, they keep your IT rock solid from cybersecurity to cloud services and everything in between. Think of them as like an invisible backbone to your business. No capes, just smarter solutions. Whether you're a small shop or growing company, Iron Stack makes sure your tech doesn't crumble under pressure. Iron Stack Technologies, strong, steady, and built to keep you moving forward.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At Iron Stack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. Iron Stack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
It's a group of people that come together to learn about and to provide input on things happening in our community. So our next upcoming time that we're together, we're talking about law enforcement. We're going to have our prosecutor and our sheriff and our police chief talking about what they're doing and then getting input from the group. So that's a wonderful way for people to come and learn and share their ideas. We've also partnered with the Midland Business Alliance on the My Pros Community Crowd Fund, which started, goodness now, I think it's been probably 4 years.
Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
The doctors at Midland Eye Care want you to know a comprehensive eye exam is the only way to protect and detect vision-related disease. It goes beyond improved vision from glasses or contact lenses. Many common eye diseases such as glaucoma, diabetic eye disease, and age-related macular degeneration often have no warning signs. A dilated eye exam is the only way to detect these diseases in their early stages. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington in Freeland.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt. Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Michigan. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. Let's get to a couple texts about that Lions conversation we were having. Do you trust the offense or defense more is the question I'm posing to everybody today. We'll go to the Mitt messages. Noah texting in. I agree with I agree that while having a great defense, the offense does need to produce. It's a similar issue to the Seahawks having last week. Defense was lights out, but Darnold threw 4 picks. What's up with Noah's obsession with Sam Darnold? Noah's one of our avid listeners, always texting it in. He really likes Sam Darnold.
This ain't the Sam Darnold show.
That's good stuff.
It's a Ben Bosscher show, man. We don't got to talk about Sam Darnold.
We did get a couple Pistons texts as well. We'll get to the Pistons momentarily, a little bit later on in the show. But let's flip gears. And by the way, for the rest of the show, I guess we're going to revisit that conversation at some point so you guys can get your thoughts in. Who do you trust more, the offense or the defense for the Detroit Lions? But this weekend, Michigan ends up getting into a sweat fest. You know, sometimes back in the day, we'd call it a butt clencher. You're sitting there the entire time like they're
Just
not
back
actually.
in the day, we'd call it that.
Yeah, not so much anymore. I guess we can bring it back, the butt clenching games. But that's kind of the game that Michigan found themselves in Wrigley against this Northwestern team, a team you should have blown out of the water. Yet Bryce Underwood has another really questionable game. Although for 3 quarters, it looked like Bryce was going to have maybe the best game of the season, not in terms of the stats, but just in terms of the decision-making, being precise, getting rid of the football, finding his guys, in rhythm, on target. And it looked like Bryce was really taking another step. And then the fourth quarter rolls around. They've got the fumble. When the third-string running back's in, he can't get the handoff to him, so Bryce gets credited with that. Then he has the 2 interceptions where he just simply can't read an RPO or see where the safety is. Just 2 terrible interceptions. And it takes a huge defensive stop and Michigan going down the field and kicking a field goal with time expiring to win the game. I thought that was embarrassing, right? Like, we are 2 weeks away from the game against Ohio State, and that's the kind of game that Michigan's going to be playing against Northwestern maybe a little bit friskier than they typically are. So congrats on not being the worst team in the Big Ten this season, but that's still a team that if you really have playoff aspirations, which is where we are with this Michigan team, at least we were, that's a team you got to take care of business with. And the fact that it took that much to beat a Northwestern team, I thought was alarming to say the least. If that team rolls out there against Ohio State, I'm telling you, they don't have a chance. And I know, look, I'm not going to be able to convince any Michigan fan that they are going to lose to Ohio State. I'm just not going to be able to do it, especially after last year. So be it. But if I'm taking the past out of it and using logical reasoning, that Michigan team I saw on Saturday is just not beating Ohio State. Ohio State looks like an even better version than they were last season. So, again, I don't think I'm convincing any Michigan fan that they're going to lose that game. That's not even what I'm trying to do. I'm just simply stating what we saw on Saturday. That can't happen again. And we said that 2 weeks ago, and then it happened again. Luckily, they were only playing Northwestern, so it didn't matter all that much. But, man, to come down to a game-winning field goal as time expires against Northwestern, that's not where you want to be this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to complain about a win, especially in
college football.
With Michigan's current situation, right? As long as they just continue to win and beat Ohio State, they're in the playoff.
Sure.
So that's why I say you're never going to complain about a win, because they have a clear path. And so, yeah, I mean, to your point, you'd love to win better than they did, but I also believe that with the current situation that Michigan is in, doesn't this just happen all the time?
This
these
always
couple
happens.
of games leading up to Ohio State, it's just shaky. They don't play very great. They find a way to pull out an ugly win, and it's like, oh, man, we had us scared for a second. Like when you say this team can't show up against Ohio State, I can guarantee that team won't show up against Ohio State because they're probably thinking about Ohio State. That's why they played that way.
Well, this typically happens the game before Ohio State, not the game 2 games before. But like last year, they played Northwestern the week before Ohio State, 50-6. Like they blew them out. The weeks prior to that, they lost to Indiana, but everybody lost to Indiana last year. The year they won the national championship, they had that really sketchy game against Maryland, where they only won by 1 score as well. Like this does happen.
They had the
but
game against Illinois a couple years ago before Ohio State. I always remember that one as well. Illinois at home. That was a tight game.
19-17, you needed a game-winning field goal, and that was the week before Ohio State. But for it to happen 2 weeks out, I don't think this is a thinking ahead to Ohio State thing. I think this is I just don't know if this team has confidence on offense now that they're down to their third-string running back. That can't be that's obviously an issue as well. But again, Bryce Underwood looked a little bit afraid in that game, especially after that first turnover, and then it just kind of spiraled from there. And you even felt it in his post-game interview on the field with Sharon Moore, and he was hardly celebrating the win. He was like, "Oh my God, I almost just cost this team the game."
That was a few.
He had fear in his eyes and was I think still just kind of realizing everything that had happened and didn't even realize that they had won the game yet. Again, they just can't play like that. And I thought some of the clock management stuff from Sharon Moore was just awful. This has been a problem all season long. They don't know how to use the timeouts. It's uninspiring football, and the team just lacks an identity on the offensive side. And I don't know how. Look, I know Sharon Moore's not the play caller, but he's a CEO head coach that's not really inspiring anybody. If you're a CEO head coach, you got to be destroying teams like this and be ready for every single opponent. Not worried about Ohio State 2 weeks out.
He inspires us every Monday in his press conference.
When he wears his blue collar. Yeah, when he wears his blue collar. Yeah. I don't know. I just think we're getting to a point where I've been asking people this question since week 2, and when they lost to Oklahoma, do you feel confident in Sharon Moore being the guy for Michigan long term? And I think after almost a full season, I'm ready to give my answer of no, because I've been holding off on giving a real answer on that. Because I've just been asking the Michigan fans, and no one seems to have an answer. I'm ready. I'm okay with Sharon Moore not being there if they lose to Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty stand pat on this for quite some time, in that I just feel like there's no way you can ask a Michigan fan, hey, in 5 years, is Sharon Moore going to be the coach of this team? There's no way any of them believe he will be.
He's corny.
There's just not a chance. To me, Sharon Moore is the gap coach to just, and I've harped on this plenty of times, but to stay connected to the Jim Harbaugh era. That's why he's there, and he's there because he's a tremendous recruiter. I think that also totally has to come into play. And maybe some Michigan fans don't want him gone because he's the guy that brought Bryce Underwood there. That's probably a good reason to keep him. But I just think that there's no way that Sharon Moore is the long-term coach of Michigan. He's not the Jim Harbaugh true predecessor that's going to be there for a decade and go on these big runs with Michigan. I just don't see it. And I never have. And obviously, if you lose to Ohio State, that's going to tarnish a lot of things. Now, if you beat Ohio State again,
he's not leaving.
He might not leave for a while. This could be something you could ride. Beating them twice in a row, and especially when they've been number 1 all year, coming off a national championship. I mean, that would be something that he could take to the rest of his time at Michigan. So
this is going to sound ridiculous what I'm about to say, and I'm not even suggesting that Michigan fans should want to lose that game. They should want to, obviously, it's the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we're not.
I know. But, if they happen to lose and they move on from Sharon Moore, do you think there's some Michigan fans that'd be like, okay. We'll bounce back. You know what I mean? Maybe in the long term, I know, it sounds insane, but I don't know. He sits there in his press conferences, and he's making all these cheesy jokes, and he's corny, but he's supposed to be this inspirer, but they just don't play inspiring football ever. It's never you get done with the Saturday and it's yes, an absolute beatdown. That hasn't happened this season at all, other than the Central Michigan game.
Right, but I also just think that Michigan fans do have to feel good in general, though. You have Bryce Underwood as a true freshman. You got him for the next 2 years after this. This is supposed to be essentially year 1 of the process for Michigan.
Right.
It's all up from here, and so if you do lose to Ohio State, you lose 3, you go 9-3, you make a good bowl game. If your whole thing is I need Sharon Moore gone, then that would be a positive thing in the offseason. But I don't know if that's going to happen. But necessarily, there's still a lot to look forward to in the upcoming seasons for Michigan.
How about this? Bryce Underwood hasn't looked good for a month. It's been super mediocre football. He shows his flashes, and he's been doing that since week 1. But the down-to-down stuff, it's actually hurting Michigan at this point more than it is helping them. And I thought at this point in the season he would take these massive steps forward. That hasn't happened at all.
Right.
The most impressive Bryce Underwood game was still week 1 against New Mexico. That's a problem. And the fact that we haven't seen any development from him, that's got to be part on the coaching staff. What I don't understand is how Michigan has a former offensive lineman as their head coach, who's just a CEO head coach who's cringy, and I don't really know what he does well other than recruit. During the season, what are we getting from this guy? Maybe he just needs better assistant coaches? I don't know. There's just something missing about him. For a program that's supposed to be one of the top-notch programs in the entire country, there's just something missing about the head coach that you can feel it if you're a Michigan fan watching this guy on a week-to-week basis and watching the team on a week-to-week basis as well. Hey, we got some more Michigan news a little bit later on, including a decade from now, potentially leaving the Big Ten. Yeah, that's unfortunately a conversation that we have to have a little bit later on. But coming up next, Dylan Clark, voice of the Saginaw Spirit's going to join us. Haven't been able to do that at all this season for the Spirit, so we're going to catch up on a whole bunch of stuff in just a few minutes. The Ben Bosscher Show is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky and Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you got a leaky roof, storm damage, the siding looking a little tired, Bresky's got you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Ugh, the outside of my house needs a total makeover. The siding is faded, the gutters are falling off, and the roof is leaking.
What is that falling from the sky?
Super Bresky!
Who are you?
Super Bresky!
Excuse me?
I'm here to tell you, Bresky Siding and Building Repair can fix your house in no time. All you have to do is call my dad, and your house will look as good as new.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
Hey, did you guys catch anything yet?
Not a thing.
Bummer, neither have we. I'm actually just about to head into town. I'm going to go into Higher Standards Automotive. They got this award-winning service department with amazing technicians and this large parts department in case I want to fix it myself. They got the part there.
Whatever.
No, I'm serious, man. It's out there.
Yeah, just like when you tried to convince me Bigfoot was real.
Ray?
Bigfoot's behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, we got it. Run! Get out! Stop into Higher Standards Automotive, North Eastman Road in Midland, right past the mall.
Hi, I know it's late, but I just had a fender bender, and I wasn't sure who to call.
You did the right thing. At Yiter Insurance, we're here for you 24/7, day or night, weekday or weekend. You'll always get a real person ready to help. Backed by Auto Owners Insurance.
Life doesn't happen on a 9-to-5 schedule, and neither does Yiter. With trusted partners like Auto Owners, whether it's a claim, a question about coverage, or just peace of mind, you can count on us anytime you need us.
Yiter Insurance, your friends in the insurance business. Always on, always here for you.
I'm Doug Cellini, financial advisor with KingsU Partners here in Midland. You've worked hard, played fair, and built a life worth protecting. Now, it's about making sure that people you love are taken care of. I help families bring every part of their financial life together so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying what really matters. Because real success isn't just about money, it's about peace of mind. Find me, Doug Cellini, at kingsu.com, Midland office, or on Facebook.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
Well, a couple things I'll mention. One I'm really proud of is the work we've done on post-secondary education, because when we think about what really transforms an individual's life, it's education. That makes such a difference in the ability to be able to have a livable wage, to be able to contribute to your community, to be able to give back. So the work that we've done in the post-secondary space, because we give out a lot of scholarships, but when I got there, I went, it seems like we're just a processor of scholarships. I want to be a promoter of education.
Yeah. Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
They tell us we're more connected these days. We have cell phones, email, text messaging, yet we've never felt more disconnected from the people we care about the most. We need a place that's all about bringing us together. Say hello to the Great Lakes Bay region, where towns like Saginaw, Midland, Bay City, Birch Run, Chesaning, and Frankenmuth help us leave behind the overscheduled world we live in and visit a place we haven't seen in a while. One where the people make us feel right at home. And we remember just how bright our kids' eyes get, peeking through a riverboat railing, just to catch a glimpse of the wildlife. So let's go fishing, bird watching. Let's blow the suds off a local tap, take a tall ship dinner cruise at sunset, or stop by a festival just because the name made us smile. Right here in the Great Lakes Bay region, where reconnecting with what really matters is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. Dylan Clark, voice of the Saginaw Spirit, here with us in the Blazy Electric studio. Dylan, it's been a second.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. How you doing?
It's been since, man, did you come on in the off-season at all?
Maybe a little bit right after the playoffs were done, but it's probably been since early to mid-April, so yeah, it's been a little while.
How's the season started off?
It's good. It's had its ups and downs. Right now, picked up 3 out of a possible 6 points on this weekend's road trip, and they've had stretches where they look like the kind of the offensive powerhouse that we've gotten used to in the last 3-4 years. They've taken down teams like Windsor. They've been the top team in the Western Conference pretty much all season. And then you have other games where you can tell it's a very young hockey team, very young blue line. Not a ton of OHL experience. I think I was tabbing up the numbers on Sunday in North Bay. I want to say only 2 of our defensemen have more than 100 OHL games of experience, at least that were in the lineup on Sunday against North Bay. So yeah, it's a little bit lacking in experience, but there's a lot of talent out there. It's raw talent, but there's a lot of talent out there.
Which is kind of the opposite of you guys the last couple of years, right? One of the more experienced teams, like when you guys won the cup and then brought a ton of guys back, right?
Well, and that's the thing is, it goes in. It's such a short cycle in junior hockey. We had that Memorial Cup year. It was dominated by 19 and 20-year-olds, Owen Beck and Hunter Haight, and Michael Misa was Michael Misa was playing the third line during that season,
which seems crazy looking back.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with with what he was able to do already at the time, and what he was able to do that following season, the record-setting year that he had last year. He was the third liner on that hockey team. So that's the cycle that we go through, and right now we're in the part of the cycle where still a lot of talent, still a lot of really exciting guys, but they are younger. Right now probably the biggest NHL prospect, I guess. We got 2 NHL drafted guys in Jacob Kluche and Miroslav Shatan, but Nikita Klepov's kind of turning some heads as far as the NHL draft coming up this summer goes.
I actually do remember the last time we talked. It was right before the NHL draft, because every other week I would ask you, what do we think?
Where's he going?
Number 1?
Where's he
number
going?
2? And all season long, every mock draft I ever looked at, he was going to go number 2, and that's, of course, what ended up happening. And then I remember right around that draft time when you came on the show, we were talking about, is there a chance he plays for the Spirit again? That hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet, and that's those questions, we've been getting them all season long. They're slightly declining right now, but we still get him every once in a while. Right now he's on IR with the Sharks. He's played 7 games, and the way that the first year of your entry level contract works, they call it the entry level slide. So if you play under 10 games, between 1 and 9 games, your entry-level contract doesn't kick in yet. They slide it until the next year. So that's, a lot of teams they'll play their guy for 5, 6, 7 and then send him back down to junior. Or is it I didn't mean to do that. Oh, come on. Or they cross that threshold and then that activates the first year. Like that's what Zane Parekh did in Calgary. He's played, I want to say 10 or 11 games at this point, so he's activated the first year of his contract. It's not impossible that we see him. The likelihood changes, though, once your NHL club is burning that first year of your contract. So Michael's hurt right now in San Jose. World Juniors are coming up, so it's an interesting time of year to see exactly, again, is there that chance? I don't know, but it's certainly fun to kind of keep it in the back of the mind.
I don't want to make this the Michael Misa show because new team, like we've got guys, but do you selfishly want to call more games, or is it like, no, I want it, like obviously I want him to go have success out in San Jose. Like where's that balance for you?
Yeah, you got to kind of balance the selfishness a little bit. I mean, if you just gave me the option straight up, like, yeah, I would probably enjoy seeing him in the lineup, and I know that everybody else would as well.
And now that he's had the experience at the higher level, I can't even imagine what he'd be like if he came back.
Yeah, it would be.
He'd be a problem.
It'd be, yeah.
He's already a problem.
Yeah, I think some goaltenders would be having some bad feelings after Michael Misa walked off the ice that day. That's the thing. It's like it's such a funny situation. It's so much fun to think about. But again, from his standpoint, like he's done so much in this league already. I don't think there's anybody at that age that wouldn't benefit from some more time in our league and just kind of, dominating and kind of being the man in the OHL for a little bit. I don't think anybody's development was ever really hurt by another year or another handful of games in junior hockey when they're 18, 19 years old. But at the same time, he's got 3 points in 7 games at the NHL level, and for an 18-year-old, that's not too bad.
No.
He's looked real good out there for a lot of stretches, and I know Sharks fans are excited to have him. So selfishly, I wouldn't mind seeing Mike in red, white, and blue again. But again, the whole point of the league is to churn out NHL talent, and he's right now one of the best testaments to the development path in Saginaw.
Who have been the stars of the team so far this year?
Well, Nikita Klepov's third in OHL scoring right now. He was the rookie of the month for September, October. They lump in that extra those last couple of weeks of September because we started the season a week earlier. But he's been our leading scorer. Like I said, projected first round NHL pick again. Which again, those don't come along very often.
Yeah, would this be the third straight year?
And if again, there's still a lot of hockey to go, but I don't see any reason why that would change or his output level would change. There's so much talent. He's such a good skater. He can really attack. Like that's, people look at your explosiveness, not just you can score a lot of points, but how do you score them? How do you enter the zone? Do you enter with a lot of power, a lot of speed, or do you just kind of sneak your way in and weave around? And Nikita kind of attacks the line. So I know that's something that a lot of people value, a lot of scouts value, and a lot of NHL teams are going to value. He's been one of the more exciting guys to watch. So if that continues and he does end up being a first-round NHL pick, that'd be 3 straight years. Him and then Michael the year before, and then Zane Parekh back in 2024. So it would be it'd be a lot of good first-round talent in the last couple of years. And Dimas Jilkin, he's not draft eligible. He's a 2008 born player, but he's after the September 15 cutoff. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
I know I'm still young, and everyone out there listening is like, probably wants me to shut up when I say this, but I'm having, there's been a few moments the last, 6 months where I'm like, oh my God, I'm old. And you saying that was one of those moments. Born in 2008 and he's playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like when these guys, the young guys come in, they're like, wait, Clarky, how old are you? I'm like 26. They're like, oh my God, that's not that. I'm like, come on,
shut up.
And then they all just start laughing. It's like, all right, yeah, I guess I'm ancient now. But Demon's not eligible. He's not NHL draft eligible until next season. And he's really come on. He had 4 goals on Sunday against North Bay. First 4-goal game of his career. Comes back and we steal a point out of North Bay. Down 4-1 at the end of the first period. Jilkin comes in and scores 4 for us to sneak that extra point there. So he's a lot of fun to watch. I've really enjoyed him. I've really enjoyed watching him, not just this year, but the last couple of years that we've had him. And our goaltender Stepan Shurigan, his name might be hard to pronounce for a lot of people, but just
say it again.
Stepan Shurigan.
Stepan Shurgin.
Stepan Shurgin. It's
easy to say.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the spelling.
That's the thing. If you hear it, it's not so bad. When you see the spelling, it kind of turns people sideways. But just watch this kid play, man. He's 6'5". He moves so well. He's so athletic. He's made, I don't know, probably he's on average for 3 or 4 highlight reel saves every game. And that's been a big. He's been the busiest guy in the OHL. He's going into last weekend's game, unless somebody played an extra crazy amount of time, he was leading the league in minutes and saves. So he's seen the most time and the most rubber, and he's really putting himself back on the map. He would have been, his first year draft eligibility was last year. He was playing over in Russia, didn't get the eyeballs that he needed or maybe deserved. He comes over here and people are talking about him, man. It's exciting to see. I'm excited for NHL Central Scouting already put their preliminary draft list out. They'll put their midterm rankings out, I want to say right after World Juniors, so probably mid-January, early to mid-January. I wouldn't be surprised to see his name on there.
Still early, 7-9-3 record right now. 8th place in the Western Conference. Where has the inexperience kind of showed so far for this team?
It's tough to kind of pin it down. Like there are a lot of lapses, I would say. Just getting the puck out of the defensive zone. It's not that quick up that I think a lot of times we've gotten used to. The puck handlers are not Zane Parekh and Rodwin Denisio and Jorian Donovan right now. It's guys like Hayden Barch and Graydon Jones. They're learning to do that at the same level. I've been really, really pleased and really enjoyed watching Levi Harper play. Rookie defenseman. We picked him up in the 3rd round. He's leading rookie defenseman in scoring, and he's on pace to have the best rookie season by a Spirit defenseman in franchise history. So again, that's barring anything happening, any drop-off or injury. Obviously, not hoping for that, but he's really shown a really exemplary skill set. He's been a lot of fun to watch. And again, he just turned 17. So what does that mean? There's going to be a lot of talent, a lot of flashy plays, and there's going to be a lot of mistakes because you got to kind of roll the dice sometimes to make those plays. And you know what? It might not feel the best right now, but for him and for this team going forward, I mean, let him make those mistakes now. Let him kind of see where the line is, just how close he can get to it. For the 200-point seasons that Zane Parekh had the last 2 years, you think about his rookie year, he was a riverboat gambler a little bit, and he got burned a few times. But that's how he learns, like, okay, this is what I can get away with. This is what I can pull off. And, this is where the line is that I end up kind of overdoing myself. So it's been cool to kind of see that line get walked, and, a lot of lessons early on in the season.
You guys were on the road last weekend. You said you got back at 4 a.m. on Monday morning.
Yeah, that was
a tough one.
That was a tough one. A lot of coffee today.
Couple days off, on the road again on Friday, back at home at Saturday. Little jersey auction giveaway?
Yeah. So we got Windsor home and home on Friday and Saturday. Like I said, we've had a bit of a mixed bag, but Windsor's the best team in the Western Conference right now. I've already picked up a couple of wins against them, so the luck and the fortune has been there. This team knows how to play the Windsor Spitfires, so I'm expecting a good weekend this weekend. And Saturday, like you said, at home, Military Appreciation Night with the Michigan Elks Association. I like that we do it a little bit after Veterans Day, because it's that it's that extra. Like in Canada, they do all their Veterans Day stuff. They call it Remembrance Day, but they do it in the week and a half leading up to Veterans Day. And then that's kind of the culmination of it. So they kind of do it beforehand. We're getting a little bit more extra afterwards. So we'll wear the specialty jerseys. I think some images have found their way out there. We'll unveil those fully here soon. I'm excited about them. And then, post-game auction after we wear those jerseys against the Windsor Spitfires on Saturday.
Last question, where can people get tickets?
SaginawSpirit.com, baby.
Dylan Clark, voice of the Saginaw Spirit. You guys can catch him on the call Friday and Saturday against Windsor. Appreciate you coming on. Always good catching up.
Thanks, Ben. Good to see you.
All right, when we come back, we'll get to a couple more Mitt messages regarding that Michigan conversation we were just having, and maybe our Tuesday Tower as well, time dependent. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. I'll tell you what, after the show today, I'm headed to the Greater Midland Community Center, get a little pump in. Greater Midland Community Center is your hub for health, wellness, and fun right here in Midland. From fitness classes and open gym swimming, youth sports, family activities, there's something for everybody. Affordable memberships, expert staff, and a welcoming space for all ages and ability. Told you I was feeling a little bit old like 5 minutes ago. You guys can sit, chill in the hot tub, relax the muscles. Perfect time. If you're hosting an event, ask for the rental spaces and full service event support. Stay active, stay connected, all under one roof. It's the Greater Midland Community Center. Learn more or sign up today at greatermidland.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
The new rebranded Matt Smith Modern Realty.
Well, Matt Smith Outdoors was really reflective of how I started my real estate journey, taking my outdoor experience, moving that into the real estate space to help people buy and sell land. So many people in this region ended up calling me and wanting me to work with them to help them buy and sell homes. This new brand was more reflective of what I'm delivering to people in this region every day.
Santa's coming to town early, and he's cutting a ribbon. Join the City of Midland for the grand opening of the Poseyville Preserve, just off East Main Street near Dow Diamond, across the Tittabawassee River from downtown. At 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, December 2nd, celebrate the new Founders Crossing pedestrian pathway and Alan W. Ott Family Pavilion with free hot cocoa, cookies, and goodie bags for the kids. Then, follow Santa and Mrs. Claus downtown for the courthouse lighting at 6:30 and the opening of the Midland Santa House. Learn more at midland-mi.org/Poseyville Preserve.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loon staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
Into the end zone. The Michigan State Spartans.
Touchdown, MSU.
Heard right here on the Great Lakes Bay region's home for sports.
It's the final road game of 2025 for MSU. They go to Iowa City to take on the 6-4 Iowa Hawkeyes. Kickoff Saturday at 3:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Don't miss a moment of Spartans football on Sports Radio 100.9.
Let's give them what they want.
Do it!
100.9 The Mitt.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
2 division winners from a season ago now in a fight for wild card positioning. The Houston Texans host the Buffalo Bills. Coverage at 7:30 Thursday, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy. so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Michigan.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. Let's thank Dylan Clark from the Saginaw Spirit one more time for popping on, updating us on all things Saginaw Spirit. Let's get to a couple Mitt messages here, trying to sort them out. Let's go. Martin chiming in first says, as a Michigan fan, I've been saying this since they hired him as the predecessor to Jim Harbaugh, that he's not, all caps, not the coach we need. As I've been watching the games all year, what I've been saying since he was hired, he needs to go. And it's so funny too, because they're winning these games, they're pulling them out, their playoff hopes are still alive, but it's so hard to really put your finger on what it is. You watch these games, and it's not just this Northwestern game. That was just the epitome of it, like the best example of it. But there's something missing with this Michigan offense. There's something missing with the defense too. Like they lack. It's not that they lack a toughness, but not once have I watched them and be like, you know what, that is a playoff team. That's a damn good team. Yes, they're still alive. Yes, they beat the inferior teams, but they're missing like a difference. You know, like Bryce Underwood should be the difference, but it's like he's not getting better. He's staying the same.
Right. I mean, I'll tell you what it is. You're coming off of 3 straight years of going to the college football playoff, and then Sharon Moore takes over, and in year 1, when it's the caliber of teams or the amount of teams that make the playoff gets tripled, and you still have no chance of making it. And then this year, it's like
last year was less on him. I think this year is way more. He's
right, but I'm just saying, like that's what it is. That's why Michigan fans, like you say, like they're winning games, and Michigan fans still don't feel great about him. Yeah, it's because you went to the playoff 3 straight years.
Yeah.
And this guy was on the staff. Like, there shouldn't be this major turnover losing the head coach, right? Like,
well, when your previous head coach is like the CEO, motivator, just like overseer of everything. It's not like Jim Harbaugh was this like wizard play call. He was just, a guy who led a program and was a leader of men. And now Sharon Moore's taken over and like, okay, I'm not in the building every day.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really feel like he is. He just feels very ingenuine,
And we don't, like you said, we obviously don't know how things are operating inside of there, but
I don't think anyone like hates the dude.
Right. He seems like a fine dude. I mean, like, I don't have anything against the guy personally. I don't think anybody does, but I also just think that when you have what you had in Jim Harbaugh at Michigan and the process to hire his guy that takes over was quick, there wasn't any like big long process. It's the Michigan head football coach job. Like, that is a major gig.
It's one of the 6 best jobs in the country.
And you're coming off of Jim Harbaugh, and you're getting all of this kind of new inserted NIL that has come up in the last couple of years at the university. Like, it is a premier job. And so for that coach to not have major back by the community and by the fan base, it definitely is a little bit alarming.
It just feels like he's trying to be someone else during these press conferences. And we've been saying this for 2 years. But there's a lack of just being a genuine person and giving your honest answers. And you know what? I'm gonna wear blue collar and be like, dude, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Let's get to another one. Rob from Saginaw says, I think Moore is just a guy from Michigan and is an excellent recruiter. I don't think there's any other coach out there that has the it factor for them. If you listen to some of the players, they love Coach Moore. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. And maybe there isn't like that one guy out there that you want to go hire that's like, yes, this is a serious upgrade. And that would be the best argument of, okay, don't move on from him.
I think that's fair. I think that's honestly a good point. But I agree with the beginning of that statement. He's a jag. He's just a guy.
Mm-hmm. That's always going to be such a good joke. Who started that? Somebody called one of the Broncos receivers a jag.
I can't. Was it Steve Smith?
Yeah. Was it Jerry Jeudy?
Oh, yeah, when he was yelling. Yeah, yes, that's exactly what it was. Steve Smith and Jerry Jeudy had that beef.
On national TV, too. He's a jag. He's just a guy. This one's from Carrie. It says, you're criticizing the Wolverines, but you and Kyle's Spartans are trash. Michigan beat Northwestern no matter what you say.
Wait. This is from who?
From Carrie.
Right, so is that the alter ego there?
Yeah, that's 9.
That's 9.
That's the new alter ego right there.
Yeah, man. Michigan State sucks. What's new?
Yeah, I'm also, as most of our listeners, I think now, I just don't necessarily care who wins. I just like both of the teams.
Yeah,
talking
like
about
fire
them.
Up chips. That's kind of our whole
right. Thing. Yep. No, for sure. I did get a couple more texts about the Pistons, specifically one person. Don't worry, we are going to talk about that one person a little bit later. Or how about right now? This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt, 10 o'clock hour, brought to you by Corning. On the way, don't go anywhere, live on YouTube and Facebook and The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan, featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
He got him! That's 3 of them! The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tonight sees a yearly tradition, the Champions Classic. The Spartans take on the Kentucky Wildcats at Madison Square Garden. Coverage tonight at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mitt is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
The win streak, it's up to 10. Double digits for the Detroit Pistons. Once again without Cade Cunningham last night. Once again without Tobias Harris, Asar Thompson last night. But they had the big fellas back, Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart, who have now become one of the scariest front courts in the NBA. I mean, they already were one of the scariest. But I guess my big takeaway from this win streak is not that Cade Cunningham's an awesome player, which he is. So I guess I can be one of them. But I think if there's one thing to take away from this win streak is that Jalen Duren's taken not just one step forward, not just a leap forward. I think he's taken like 3 giant jumps forward in his development. He has another 30 points yesterday. I don't even think it's a hot take anymore to say he's going to be an all-star. Like, if the Pistons just keep winning and are a top 3 seed, Jalen Duren will 1,000% be in the all-star game. If we kind of like tossed up who's going to be the second guy, I think both of us, correct me if I'm wrong, definitely me, thought it was going to be Asar Thompson this season. You did?
Yep.
We were wrong. Asar looks really good too. Jalen Duren is never in a million years that I think this was coming. I mean, this is a guy who averaged 10 points a game last year. He's doubled that. He's 5th in NBA in rebounds per game. He's 5th in field goal percentage. He's increased his free throw percentage by over 10 percentage points. This has become like, and he's 22 today, guys. He was 21 up until today. And he goes out there and he's one of the most physically imposing centers in the NBA every single night. Just these grown man rebounds where he's jumping over 3 different guys and people try to rebound with him and they just bounce off of his enormous chest. It looks like he could bench press 350 pounds. He is a grown man amongst other grown men, I guess, that just stands out in a way that you don't see very often amongst professional athletes. It's very rare that, you know, you're in your professional sport and you just look that much bigger and that much more physically imposing than everyone. And that's kind of the point that Jalen Duren has got to. It's the same way I feel about Asar Thompson and his athleticism. It's just with Jalen Duren, it's his physicality. It's his composure. He has taken a step forward, like I said, 3 of them that I don't think any of us saw this coming. And now I don't think it's necessarily a lock that he makes the All-Star game, but I'll tell you what, if the Pistons keep winning and he keeps playing like this, the Pistons are going to have 2 All-Stars this season, and he's going to be the second guy.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, this current point, he would be voted into the All-Star game.
For sure.
And so now it's just about staying consistent. Obviously, staying healthy is a big part of that as well. But, yeah, I mean, you talk about the leaps that he has made. Last year at about the midpoint of the season when they started to go on that big run, and unfortunately it came at the turn of the calendar year when Jaden Ivey goes down, Jalen Duren defensively took a huge leap. That was something that that side of the basketball was a huge issue for him defensively. And he took a massive leap the second half of the year on that side where you started to feel a little bit more confident. But this year it's been like he's matched what he did at the end of the year last year on the defensive side of the ball, which is big. And obviously with Isaiah Stewart just becoming, one of the 10 best defensive big men in the NBA, like that helps Jalen Duren as well when they're both out there. But 2, his offensive game has just become something so quickly here in the offseason that I did not see this. I could have never saw this coming.
What the hell was that between the legs, behind the back, pull-up jump shot that he hit from 20 feet out yesterday when he brought the ball up?
He's been bringing the ball up a ton, and that was something that he did a lot last year, but it was like, Jalen Duren, get rid of the ball. It was kind of one of those feelings. He's always been a good passer. Like, that's something that hasn't been, developed because he has been a good passer. He's always had good vision. But now he is just a good guy with the ball in his hands. Like, he has just become more than just a catching lobs, which he's caught more lobs this season than he has, at least to start off a year, than any season so far. So that's great.
And some of the lobs he's catching are just like, what? How did you even get that?
I mean, he looks like Bam Adebayo offensively.
I was thinking the exact same thing last night.
That's truly what Bam loves to operate in the deep mid-range area and just kind of work on his, he can take a guy off the dribble there. That's what he looks like on offense. And
Bam's a 4-time All-Star?
Yeah, something like that. 3 or 4-time All-Star.
Yeah, 3-time All-Star, 5-time All-Defensive Player.
I was going to say, one of the better defensive bigs in the league.
Which I don't think Jalen Duren's ever going to be one of those type of guys, but I don't know. I don't see a world where he can't be everything that Bam is on offense.
And also, breaking news, Ben, he just turned 22 today.
Which is still mind-blowing every time I hear it.
Which sucks because I've just been saying he's only 21 for every day. I think basically I've kind of been pushing that narrative. So we can't push that anymore. Hey, 22 is still pretty young though. So
he's had one 30-point game in his career prior to this season. He's already had 3 of them this season.
It's unreal.
And you're right. He's always been a good passer. You're right. But it's hard to really maximize that skill set when you're only useful around the basket.
Right.
And that's been the case the last couple of years.
And he also wasn't, even though he was a good passer, you didn't really love him with the basketball in his hands on the perimeter.
No, because he wasn't a great decision maker.
Right.
Now, it's just give Jalen Duren the ball at the elbow and he's either going to drive to the basket and get by these slower centers or even the centers that are a little bit faster. He's just too big and strong to, he just puts 2 feet down, puts his shoulder into somebody, goes up and throws it down on somebody. Or he'll do that and spin back and find an open guy to pass it to. And then, like, to even have a 10-foot, 15-foot little jump shot in there, too, now. It's like, whoa, if he really can bring that along and that development continues to grow, the 15-foot jumper, then we're talking about, like, this kind of changes what the Pistons are capable of, even this season. And with these two guys as the core, rather than like, hey, who's going to be the second guy? Because that's been a question for 3 years. Do they need to trade for someone? Is it Asar Thompson? No, Jalen Duren is like raising his hand and be like, do not forget about me.
Right.
I will be the second option on this team. And it looks like I have no reason to think that can't happen.
Oh, I mean, I think it's totally locked in that he's the second best guy on this team now, right?
Well, I'm saying like if the Pistons are going to win a title. Like, I think the argument has been they got to trade for a second person. Like,
yeah, I mean, I still think
we're starting to get there.
Sure, you're right.
Last night was the first time I was like, okay, maybe this is very real. That pull-up jump shot that he hit from 20 feet out, I was like, oh my God. My jaw hit the floor.
Well, I remember a couple years ago he did that in Summer League, and everyone was like, oh man, what's he about to do this year? And then he just never pulled that out. Now that is actually becoming a little bit part of his game, the little deep mid-range shot. And so I do think, though, like you talk about him being the second guy. Well, he might have to be because he is playing himself into a massive contract this offseason.
Yes, he is.
And I'm not saying that's bad for the Pistons, but like there's a reason that the Pistons and Jalen Duren didn't come to an agreement this offseason on the rookie extension because he bet on himself, I would assume. They probably offered him a little bit of a lower contract based on what he's done so far. He bet on himself. Obviously, he is totally winning that bet right now because he is going to get paid this offseason by the Pistons. Like the Pistons will pay him, but it's just going to be a ton.
Yeah, luckily the Pistons gave Isaiah Stewart that ridiculously team-friendly deal a couple of years back, which is saving them a ton of money right now.
It's awesome.
But yeah, that would be 25% of the max, right? Or 25% of the salary is the max that he could earn?
I believe so.
So, I mean, you're talking about tying yourself to a guy for the next 4 years, which you feel comfortable doing. It does leave the question, though, of like, we don't really have the money to pay Jaden Ivey the max money that I'm sure he's going to want. But at the same time, like, I don't know why Jaden Ivey would even think he deserves a max contract.
I don't think
he's been on the floor.
He's not going to get one. Yeah, exactly. He hasn't played. Like, you probably can get currently right now, get him at a discount. Obviously, he has to return at some point, but
that's the one where, like,
it still has to happen.
Even within this win streak, Dennis Jenkins is playing so well right now. I don't know how sustainable this is, but it's like 21 points a game the last 4 games since Cade's been out. I don't know if this is like obtainable long term.
Like probably not.
But like, I mean, he certainly is taking Sasser's spot on the team. Sasser's job is done. And now it's like, I mean, how is this guy that much different than Jaden Ivey if he keeps playing like this?
Oh.
Is it that crazy to say? Like, they're both smaller guards. They both can get to the rim.
Yeah, I mean,
Ivy struggled to finish at the
fifth
rim
overall, you know, like.
But if you can get the same production out of him, then, okay, I don't know. It's just leading to some weird conversations about Ivy. Ivy's biggest detriment is he can't be on the floor.
Right.
At some point, that has to come, you know, and be a factor. And I guess that's just kind of the odd man out because they have proved it for over a year now, or I guess for almost like 11 months. He's not really key to their success. And I don't know if you can convince me that Jaden Ivey's actually the cherry on top that's going to push the Pistons over the top. Like that just doesn't really feel like the case anymore.
Right, but it's not going to hurt anything, right? I mean, like him coming back isn't going to be something that's like, oh man, he's going to ruin this run that the Pistons are on. Like they could obviously use him.
I think I'm just at the point where if he gives the Pistons anything for the next 2 years, like I guess that's bonus. Like I'm no longer expecting anything from Jaden Ivey.
I mean, yeah. I think that we should though. He was taken 5th overall, and we had discussed it all offseason. Like, yeah, the reason the Pistons aren't making any big moves is because Ivey's coming back. That's the big move.
And now they're winning without him anyway because Dennis Jenkins is coming along and playing like Steph Curry.
Right.
I
think that's a little bit more of a prisoner of the moment thing. Like I don't think Dennis Jenkins is about to be this 20-8 guy, you know, obviously.
No.
But but he's been great. I mean, I don't want to diminish anything that he's doing either because he's been a major bright spot for them.
Yeah, the stuff that we got from Duren last night was sensational. 7 double-doubles in the last 8 games. They beat up on this Pacers team that has one win. Yeah, they're god-awful. But they're back in action tonight. I do expect Cade to start playing tonight. He took a few games off with that. He landed on his tailbone.
He's
a week ago
right now.
8 days ago at this point?
Yeah, that was last Monday. Yep.
So game time decision. I would expect him to play because they've got a big one against Milwaukee on Saturday.
Him and Asar are both game time decisions tonight. I mean, this is a big one tonight
against Atlanta.
In Atlanta, Atlanta's been playing really good. I think they've won 6 straight.
It's not as big as 10.
They've won 5 straight. They've been playing good.
Then if Cade can play, I would imagine he suits up and then he gets another 4 days of rest before Saturday against Milwaukee, who they have not beaten in 13 straight contests, which doesn't even sound real, but sure enough. There's 2 teams in the East that I still think the Pistons have a little bit to prove against. That'd be the Cavs and the Bucks. I'm not afraid of the Knicks. I really think that they could have won that series last year if they had Isaiah Stewart.
I think the Knicks are better this year, though, too.
So are the Pistons.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like...
I think the Pistons have enough self-belief that they can beat the Knicks.
Like
they truly think they should have beaten the Knicks last year. The problem is they haven't really shown that they can beat the Cavs or the Bucks with this group yet.
Right.
So,
Giannis, though, by the way, got banged up.
I know. Got pulled from last night's game with a groin injury.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not wishing for anybody to be hurt, but, like, he misses that game Saturday. Wouldn't be the end of the world for Detroit, that's for sure.
No, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but, like, we need to test ourselves against Giannis.
Yeah, you need to see it against Giannis. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Kevin in the YouTube chat says, Dennis Jenkins is on a Lynn-esque run right now.
Kinda.
Jenkins
it's like maybe
sanity?
the C.
Does that work?
If it's a Lynn run, it's got to be like a C+ version of it, though.
Oh, I mean, it's not even that.
Yeah,
the Lynn run is unreal. Yeah.
There's only one thing that I think you can compare to the Lynn run.
But Dennis Jenkins does have the buzzer beater, though. Like Lynn kind of had that. He had the game winner. It's obviously not.
There's only one thing that I can truly remember being somewhat comparable to Lynn sanity.
TJ Warren.
Okay, there's 2 things because that one is one too. Do you remember when Josh Dobbs came in and was just like lighting up the league for 6 weeks?
That's good. Yes.
Yeah, those are
Josh
like the crazy
Dobbs,
runs.
Man, that's a pull. I miss that guy.
The Pastronaut.
Yes. Good nickname.
989-837-6125. How about our Tuesday Tower when we come back? This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Live right here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Great Lakes Loons. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
A beautiful yard increases both the value of your home and the quality of your life. Commercially, landscaping creates a positive impression of your professionalism and commitment to community, customers, and employees. Cervinsky Sod has been creating and maintaining outdoor spaces for 56 years. Whether your project is residential or commercial, the team at Cervinsky Sod Services will work with you to build and meet budgets and finish the job with top quality and in a timely manner. To get a quote, call 989-835-4810 or visit CervinskySodService.com.
The Michigan Baseball Foundation is more than just baseball. It's a driver of economic growth and community. Operating one of the nation's top minor league stadiums, MBF supports job creation and regional development. Through creative partnerships and charitable giving, MBF has helped bring projects like Dow Diamond, the East End Development, Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Plaza, and the Dow Bay Area Family YMCA to life, generating over $23 million annually in economic impact. Every Great Lakes Loons ticket supports these efforts. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
He got him! That's 3 of them!
The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tonight sees a yearly tradition, the Champions Classic. The Spartans take on the Kentucky Wildcats at Madison Square Garden. Coverage tonight at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, let's do our Tuesday Tower. Tuesday Tower, every Tuesday after a full slate of NFL games over the weekend. We are finally through, what, that was week 12? That was week 11. Yeah, that was week 11. Man, are you starting to get sad yet?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, we're like officially in like, got to update the playoff picture after every slate. After the 1 o'clock games, I'm looking at the playoff picture.
There's also, 3 weeks left of college football, too?
No, 2 weeks, right?
Well, 2 games, but I think I could be wrong, actually. Yeah, there's 2 weeks. Dang, that's crazy.
'Cause next week's the game.
That's right. Man, that's actually so sad.
Just started football. Okay, let's throw up the Tuesday Tower, Kyle. We've got 10 teams in the form of a tower on a Tuesday. Team at the top, no change there. It is the Los Angeles Rams. This is like undebatable at this point, right? This kind of just has to be the team at the top for any power rankings.
I mean, the Eagles have just kind of beat down on the Packers and Lions back-to-back weeks.
And have a win against the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, saying it's undebatable seems kind of...
I don't know. I watch
crazy.
One team's offense and I watch the other team's offense, and one looks just significantly better than the other.
I do agree with you. I think for sure the Rams are the number one team, but I think Philly has a pretty good argument.
I will say, Matthew Stafford looked a little bit old against that Mike McDonald defense. They got to him a little bit. They scored 3 touchdowns real early and then went real quiet the rest of the game once they started turning up the pressure. So I still think the Rams are at the top. I think they're the most complete team in the NFL, but there's a reason I don't have this labeled as like scary, super scary. It's just they're an elite team.
And this is the first time they've been at the top, or were they here last week?
This is the second consecutive week they've been at the top. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think they're like this world beater, but I think they're elite. I think they're the best team in the league right now. Second tier of the pyramid, second ring. I've just got labeled as 2018. Patriots and Eagles, the Super Bowl from the 2018 season.
Oh.
Any pushback?
Well, none of the players that were from 2018 still play.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
These teams,
I understand that part.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
You sound very upset.
I just like, if the Patriots and Eagles played, I'm just for sure taking the Eagles. Like, no matter what.
Well, they're in the same tier.
Right. And I don't know who else would be there other than the Patriots, so it's got to be them.
You know the thing I really like about both of these teams, and also the Rams too?
They have a good, I don't know.
They're elite at stopping the run.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is the one, like, as much as you want to say the Patriots aren't this real team, like, their ability to stop the run is going to matter in January, going through the AFC, gauntlet outside. Because you have to be able to run the ball a little bit. As great as the quarterbacks in that conference are, out in the cold, you got to be able to run the ball. And the Patriots have been all season long the best team in the league at stopping the run. So That I think is just going to go a long way and lead to some close games, especially if they happen to fall behind in some of these games. Their ability to stop the run is going to be able to get them back into it. Same thing with the Eagles. I mean, we saw that on Sunday night. I kind of think at this point in the season, and we'll get into this in the next year, like these are kind of the teams that have levitated. Those three teams have levitated above everybody else.
My main question, why not the Broncos over the Patriots based off of their win this past week? They both are the top of the AFC record-wise. Why Pats over Broncos?
And then next tier, visible confusion. Broncos, Colts, Bills. The reason the Broncos are here and not the Patriots, I like the Patriots quarterback a lot more. Fair?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, Bo just outplayed Mahomes, but
that's why Mahomes is on the last tier. Like I don't see Mahomes higher than Bo Nix on the tier.
Right.
That's why Daniel Jones is in this tier too. Like the reason I call it visible confusion is I'm looking at like how did we get here? How is Denver and Bo Nix and Daniel Jones and Indianapolis in the same tier as Buffalo? Like I'm almost confused but at this point, like even the teams below them, and the last tier is called good teams with a glaring issue. Baltimore, Seattle, Detroit, Kansas City, like these are all teams that all year long you feel better about come a playoff game. But I think we're just at the point now where there's enough of a sample size where it's like Denver and Indy just keep winning. And maybe I don't trust their quarterbacks very much, but the rest of their team, like they've just shown time and time again for 11 straight weeks that these three teams are just better than the teams below them at this moment. So again, Baltimore, Seattle, the Lions, Kansas City in the last tier. Broncos, Colts, Bills in the third tier. Patriots, Eagles in the second tier, and then the Rams all the way at the top. Those are, I think, the 10 best teams in the league.
Right.
San Fran kind of looming
That's
right now.
I'm assuming San Fran's probably first team off.
Yeah, San Fran, first team off. I'd say the Bucs are probably the second team off after that.
Green Bay obviously still is in the mix, coming off of a win.
They need a good win.
How much time did you spend about, is there a world where I throw the Bears on here? Was there even an ounce of thought?
Not really. You know my stance on that.
No, I know.
They have to beat somebody
good. I was just
good.
wondering.
I mean, they haven't beaten any of the teams on here. They've played.
Yet the Patriots have been on the list for, 8 weeks now?
I mean, yes. They also have beaten the Bills.
Right, but that was
in their home stadium.
Yeah.
Which wasn't that long ago. It's not like that was like super early on in the season. That was week 7? Something like that?
Week 5.
Oh, it was? Okay, that was a little bit further back than I thought. You would have the Bills in the second tier, wouldn't you?
I think I would have Eagles Bills in the second tier. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, you're right, because I do value the head-to-head win, and the Pats have it over the Bills. Like it was a while ago, and I think the whole point of the tower is to be like right now what is going on.
Yeah, it's a snapshot of the week.
Right. So I think I would have the Bills over the Eagles, just especially with the way that the Bills have beat a couple of really good teams the last couple of weeks. I know that they got, exposed by the Dolphins in between their big wins over the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. But I think that was just kind of an odd, like, what the heck just happened? I value the wins over the good teams rather than the losses over the bad teams. But the Patriots have done nothing to be like, oh, I can't put them at this spot. I mean, they've been winning, and they've been winning handedly, so I can't complain about it.
Colts actually winners of the bye week because they were in the bottom tier.
Yeah, usually the bye week, like, knocks a team out for you on accident.
Well, Seattle and Detroit and Kansas City both all lost.
Right.
So, Seattle was already in the bottom tier, but Detroit and Kansas City lost. So I had to, there was no justification for keeping Kansas City. Kansas City's really lucky to be on this tower. I truly consider taking them off for San Francisco.
5-5, lost 2 straight.
Most people probably wouldn't have them.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, any team that's on a 2-game losing streak being on the list seems kind of crazy.
Is this their second 2-game losing streak of the season?
Yeah, they started off 0-2.
Yeah. I'm just always going to hold on to. It's the reason Baltimore stuck around for so long and is still on this list, right? Like, although Baltimore, I don't know if Kansas City and Baltimore played right now head to head, who do you think would be favored? Neutral site, playing in London. Probably Kansas City.
Probably Kansas City, but like
2.5?
only because. Well, no, it probably would be 2 or 3.5, but it's only because it's the Chiefs, though.
Yeah, they're still 3.5-point favorites against Indy this week.
Right.
You see that?
Yeah. I mean, it's at home.
There's a Chiefs tax. But I thought that was going to be like 2.5. But with Kansas City, there's always an extra point or half point.
Yeah. And the Colts
on the spread
showed that they got beat by one of the better teams they played recently. Like that kind of shows that maybe they're like a little bit fraudulent.
Who's more fraudulent, Denver or Indianapolis?
I
think it's
feel
Denver.
like you have to say Indianapolis.
Oh, really? I was going to say Denver.
I mean, Denver has like really good. I'm not saying the Colts don't have really good wins because they do, but Denver has some nice wins. I mean, that win against Kansas City is a really good win.
This comes down to which quarterback do you trust more?
I mean,
neither.
I was about to say, are you about to make a case for either one of them?
No,
Because
actually, I'm not.
Right, because I don't think I am either. Like
Sam Darnold proved to everyone he's not exactly trustworthy this weekend.
Denver has the stout defense, elite pass rush, whereas Indianapolis has this high-powered offense backed by their running back. And they just added Sauce Gardner.
Is there a case the Lions got knocked too far down and should be in the third tier rather than because they completely skipped the third
I don't
tier.
think so.
Last week they were in the second, and now they're all the way down on the last tier.
I mean, if we're doing this whole like you can't beat good teams thing, like the Lions fall into that. Like they need to pick up a convincing win against a good team to make you feel great about it. At least with the way that they want to win, which is offensively. So I don't think it's a bad. I think that's right where they belong, honestly. They're still a top 10 team in the league for sure.
That's where the visible confusion tier comes in. It's like Denver and Indianapolis are ahead of the Lions. Like, how did this happen? But 11 weeks in, at some point, if you have 2 losses on the season, like that just has to mean something. So there you go. There's the Tuesday Tower for the week. If you are watching live on YouTube, you can see it. If you're listening in your car, go hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube and maybe check that out. We'll throw that up on Facebook here momentarily as well. 989-837-6125, taking a trip around the league when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt. The 10 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends at Corning, a global leader in material science right here in Midland. From the glass in your smartphones to innovations that power clean energy and advanced medicine, Corning is shaping the future, but it's not just about the tech, it's also about the people. Corning invests in the community, supports local schools, and creates opportunities that are close to home. With a legacy of innovation and commitment to what's next, Corning is proud to call Midland a part of its story. Corning, creating life-changing innovations, one breakthrough at a time.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
Hey Midland, join the Silver Sneakers and Renew Active programs at the Midland Community Center, where fitness for seniors is fun and free. With Silver Sneakers and Renew Active, seniors 65 and older enjoy access to Greater Midland Community Center, North Family Center, and Coleman Family Center, all at no extra cost with eligible Medicare Advantage plans. Dive into all group fitness classes, exclusive Silver Sneakers classes, and our Greater Midland Walking Club. Get moving with Silver Sneakers and Renew Active at the Midland Community Center.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. This month's recipient is Brain Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Brain is a 2-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Brain gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
Into the end zone.
The Michigan State Spartans.
Touchdown, MSU.
Heard right here on the Great Lakes Bay Region's home for sports.
It's the final road game of 2025 for MSU. They go to Iowa City to take on the 6-4 Iowa Hawkeyes. Kickoff Saturday at 3:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Don't miss a moment of Spartans football on Sports Radio 100.9.
Let's give them what they want.
Do it!
100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
(989-837-6125). Let's take a moment, take a breath, and take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, let's go look at some odds. So the first thing that pops up, and we like doing this on Tuesdays, it just is a kind of overlook as to where the league is in terms of who's going to win the awards, who's going to win divisions, maybe even some conference stuff as well. There is one section under the generic sportsbook that I'm looking at. You know, there's actually like real juice for Myles Garrett to break the single season sack record right now. You can bet on that. What do you think the odds are?
Dumb bet. I mean, how many is he at right now?
He needs 23 to break the record. Right now, Myles Garrett is
like 12 or 13, right?
No, 15.
Oh, he's at 15?
He only needs 8 more.
I forgot that he had 4.
Over the last 3 weeks, he is kind of on a tear.
I think it's okay. So the odds are got to be what, like plus 200?
He's had 10 in the last 3 weeks.
Oh man. Okay, maybe it's not that good of odds then. What is it?
Plus 130.
Okay. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. Still.
What's he gonna? If he breaks the single season record, does he pass Donald as the best defensive player you've ever seen? Because it's always been Donald to me. I didn't think anyone would ever touch Donald.
I've always been a huge Garrett guy. He's just, I mean, every time you watch him play, he's just the biggest athletic freak you've ever seen.
He leads the NFL in TFLs as well. Like, it's not just the sacks.
Yeah.
He's a monster. All right, that's the first thing I wanted to look at. MVP, kind of a two-man race at this point. Matthew Stafford and Drake May. I didn't think Stafford particularly had his best game against Seattle, but they win nonetheless, and this is mostly a team award for whoever ends up getting the 1 seed. So Stafford right now is the favorite at plus 135. Drake May plus 175. Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor plus 450 and plus 900. Then Mahomes and Hurts are pretty wild long shots at this point. Is there any value in taking Allen or Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Allen didn't get a bump here. Like, I thought Allen would get right back up to close to second, like him and May are tight.
For the 3 touchdowns through the air, 3 touchdowns through the ground.
6 touchdowns. Like, I just thought he'd get a big bump here. I think there's a lot of value. You said plus 450 for Josh Allen?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of value there for him to win it.
You know what has to happen?
He just has to have crazy big games.
No, they have to win they have to win the division. It's the only way. Right?
But I think him beating Drake May and like outperforming him in that game when they play is kind of plays into that. It's not till later in the season, right? It's actually a couple weeks from now.
Yeah, he can knock Drake May out of it, but it's just a matter of, like, is anybody going to catch Stafford? Because
Right.
if the Rams keep winning and the Rams, like, go on to beat the Lions week 15.
We've seen how detrimental the odds are when a team and a guy just has a bad game, and it just affects it. Like when Josh Allen lost to Drake May. All of a sudden, boom, he's booted out of this thing, and it's been a tough climb for him back. All it takes is the Stafford and the Rams to, like, lose a game against, like, the Lions or something.
Well, they've got an island game this week. They're Sunday night.
Right, exactly. Like that, something like that. Who do they play?
The Bucs. Really good game.
Yeah, they lose that game, and Stafford doesn't have a great game. Like, all of a sudden, bang, the odds are going to be flipped. So I think there's value in Josh Allen. But I hope Stafford wins, though, honestly.
Couple really good defenses to close the year, too, for the Rams. You got the Lions, the Seahawks, and the Falcons, and then they close with the Cardinals. So it gets pretty tough. So I'm not anti the Josh Allen bet just in terms of the value, but I kind of think Drake May is just going to win it. Offensive Player of the Year, this one's basically wrapped up. It's been wrapped up. Jonathan Taylor's minus 400.
Doesn't even fall victim to the bye either.
No. Even with a good JSN game, he's still plus 280, and then CMC plus 3,000. So, unless Jonathan Taylor gets hurt, this one's done?
Yeah. I figured CMC would have a little bit better odds, but, yeah, Taylor's winning it.
And then if he gets hurt, it's just JSN kind of just gets the award.
Most likely, yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson, man, if you have the Aiden Hutchinson Defensive Player of the Year bet,
I do.
Not looking good, man. Not looking good. Plus 1,600 he is. There's 4 players with shorter odds than him. You want to name me those players?
Well, Myles Garrett, of course.
Big favorite.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said yesterday I was selling stock on Hutchinson to win it just off of Garrett's performance. Micah Parsons has got to be in here.
He's second.
Nick Bonito's probably back in here.
Plus 1,200.
And then are they throwing Brian Burns in here because he got another sack?
Nope.
Are they throwing Max Crosby in here after that forced fumble last night?
Nope. This guy who's he's been one of the best edge rushers in the league for a couple of years. Has taken a pretty big leap this year. His teammate is right behind Hutchinson, if that's a good hint.
His
teammate that plays the exact same position as him. Best pass rush duo in the NFL.
Ooh. Now I'm struggling to think. This has now got me confused.
AFC. South.
Oh, Danielle Hunter?
Will Anderson's ahead of him.
Oh, okay.
Danielle Hunter's behind Aiden Hutchinson.
Got it.
But this also seems like a two-man race between Garrett and Mike Parsons. Even though it kind of just feels like a one-man race. Both the offense and defensive player of the years kind of semi-wrapped up. Parsons would have to go crazy. Offensive player of the year is actually... this one's a race. Yes, sorry. Offensive rookie of the year. This one is a real race. Look, you guys know my stance on it. I think Warren's one of the 3 best tight ends in the sport, so I think he should win it. He's not going to, though. There's 3 people with better odds than him.
Egbuka, Dart. One of the running backs is it Travion Henderson?
No.
I was going to
He's
say.
behind Warren.
Cam Ward?
No.
I didn't know if they would give him a little bit more love now that he's had a couple decent games. I don't know. Who's the third guy?
Tedderell McMillan, who's secretly top 10 in passing yards in the NFL, and has kind of just put together a really good month with Bryce Young throwing him the ball.
Been a little bit sneaky. But what are the odds for Egbuka and Dart? Is it
Egbuka's plus 110.
Yeah, so it's close.
Jackson Dart's plus 250.
Dart obviously missed last week due to the concussion.
And the Lions are going to rough him up good this week. Tedderell McMillan's plus 430.
Oh, so he's got
he's got a real shot.
Decent odds. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Warren's plus 550, so not crazy, but there's probably
Still
too many people
crazy,
to pass.
Yeah, still not crazy.
Too many people to pass, though. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think anyone actually cares about that one, so we'll skip it. Coach of the Year. We've got, this one also kind of feels like a 2-man race, especially after this weekend.
Vrabel and Steichen.
Yeah.
Vrabel got to be the favorite.
Yeah, plus 100 and Steichen's plus 175.
Oh, okay.
Mike McDonald plus 750, but with the loss, if they don't win the division, he's just not winning it. Ben Johnson's still sitting at plus 1,200. That tells me Vegas does not believe in this Bears team to close out the season
Probably
very strong.
not, yeah, because, he has a really good case, obviously. First-year coach always gets the love in this award.
If the season ended right now, he would be top 3 in voting.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's this far out in terms of the odds, I think Vegas thinks that this Bears team is also fake.
Yeah, I would agree. Which, we discussed their rest of season schedule yesterday. It is
Brutal.
Doesn't look great.
Dave Canals somehow still in the top 6.
I mean, Panthers are above 500.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's fair.
Comeback player of the year. -134.
This one I'm so bad at. McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dak second. Hutchinson third. Hutchinson's had
where is the top, like, not injured last year guy? Like Daniel Jones. Yeah, where is he?
4th.
See, that I just don't get it, man.
I don't understand this award.
It's dumb. If you wager on this award, it's just, what are you doing? No, you don't even know the criteria for it.
Trevor Lawrence somehow on this list. I don't know what.
He was
I guess
injured
he was
for like
hurt.
half of the season last year.
They just make up awards for this, for this award. Division winners. Who do you think's the closest division race that we have in terms of the betting odds?
Ooh. It's got to be. Rams just had the head-to-head with Seattle, so it's probably not them. It's probably just Green Bay, Detroit, right?
Yeah. It's the only division race where there's 2 teams with less than 200 odds. And the Lions right now stand at +150. Seems like pretty good value.
Is that second?
That is second.
What are the Bears?
+300.
Oh, that's such bad value.
Terrible. There are essentially there's one division that's basically wrapped up already.
Colts?
1.5. No, not the Colts.
Bucks?
Bucks would be the half one. They're -650. They just don't believe in Carolina to finish the season strong.
Right.
It's Philly.
Oh, duh, yeah.
Philly's -10,000.
What about the AFC North? I assume the Ravens are favored, but are they heavily favored?
You tell me what you think they are.
I mean, they aren't in the lead currently.
Yep,
They're a game back, right?
Yep.
But you said that it's not that tight, so I would imagine they have to be minus like 175.
-280.
Oh my! What?
It's insane. They don't even look that good.
So Pittsburgh's
they just don't believe
like
in Pittsburgh at all.
Something then, yeah.
+250.
Man, that's crazy. Have a game up lead in the division. That's wild.
Well, the quarterback hurt. That probably has something to do with it too.
What about the conferences though? I want to know top 3.
I was just going to ask you that. Give me the top 3 in
okay.
In the AFC
in order.
first.
AFC. The Chiefs, it can't be them anymore, but they still have to be top 3. I will go.
Well, you actually get 4 because there's 2 teams that are tied.
Bills 1.
Correct.
Okay, there's 2 that are tied. That makes me think it's.
There's a single second place team.
It can't be the Patriots if the Bills are 1. So the Broncos 2.
Broncos are tied for 3rd.
Ravens 2.
Nope.
Really? Is it still the Chiefs?
Chiefs are tied for 3rd.
So it is the Patriots 2nd.
No.
I see. I knew it wouldn't be Patriots if the Bills were.
Patriots
first.
are +700.
If
we're talking the value game, that's
Bills,
crazy.
It's because they think the Bills are going to win the conference. Yeah, or the division. That's why they have them there. So sorry, you said Bills 1.
The Patriots are -250 to win their division.
Oh, so the Colts.
That's
have
why
to be
this
2.
makes no sense.
Colts have to be 2 then.
Yeah, the Colts are +420.
Wow.
Denver and Kansas City tied for 3rd in odds. Then Baltimore, then the Patriots. I don't understand the Patriots being that far down the list.
It's because they think the Bills are going to win the division.
Then why are the
You can't
Patriots
have
-250 to win the division? They don't think that.
I mean, clearly people are betting on it. That's why it's set that way.
That's crazy to me. If we're talking pure value, pure odds, Patriots are the way to go.
Sure. NFC's got to be as simple as Eagles, Rams, 1 and 2 in whatever order, but I'll guess it's Eagles, Rams.
Yep.
And then 3rd.
You got 2 answers here.
Is it just simply Lions, Packers?
Lions, Seahawks.
Really?
Not impressed with the Packers.
Not bad. I'll take that.
Not impressed with the Packers lately,
Yeah.
Vegas. And then Tampa and then San Fran. Then a pretty big cutoff from there. Bears, and then a really big cutoff. All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Michigan could be leaving the Big Ten in 2036. Yeah, that's a real report that came out. I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
At Aird Insurance Group, they're more than just policies. They're your trusted partners in protecting what matters most.
Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, their team takes the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage for your unique situation.
With personalized service and unbeatable rates, Aird Insurance Group makes protecting your future easy.
Call Aird Insurance Group today and see why their clients trust them to keep them covered.
Aired Insurance Group.
The experience matters.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with the Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
Transform your outdoor space with Maple Hill Nursery. Whether you're a gardening enthusiast or just looking to relax in style, they have everything you need. From premium polywood furniture that never needs painting to top quality plants and trees, Maple Hill Nursery has it all. Plus, they offer free setup and delivery on in-stock barbecue grills. Visit them today just north of Midland Mall or check out their website for pro tips and expert advice. Maple Hill Nursery, making your yard the place to be.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loons staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
2 division winners from a season ago now in a fight for wild card positioning. The Houston Texans host the Buffalo Bills. Coverage at 7:30 Thursday, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Loons. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader. Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters? Yeah. 100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of. It's hot! Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today. And you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
(989-837-6125). So we got a piece yesterday that the Big Ten is potentially losing Michigan in 2036. No need to panic by any stretch of the imagination.
Are you 10 years from now?
Yeah.
I'm freaking out.
You should. Here was, for anyone who's like, wait, what is going on? There's a piece, Free Press had it, Detroit, The Athletic had it as well. But essentially, there's a group that wants to, it's a California investment group that basically wants to be a part of, this Big Ten. they want money from the Big Ten, and the investment group is going to give them so much money, the Big Ten, right out of the gate. This ridiculous, here's $135 million for every school. The bigger schools get $190 million. And some of these schools are in such desperate need for money because their athletic departments can't make any, that 16 of the Big Ten teams are just like, yeah, sure, give us $130 million. Why would we not sign up for this? And then that investment group gets a little check every single year from the media rights deals and everything else. And they basically get to be a part of this decision-making that the Big Ten. Well, Michigan and USC are like, well, we make money. We don't lose money every year. You're feeding these athletic departments that aren't very well run. We don't want to be a part of this, which means every other team would sign through 2046, which would, obviously strengthen the Big Ten for that long. But the Michigan and USC are like, we don't really care to be a part of this. We don't think this benefits us very well, which means there's a chance that when the contract's done in 36, they're potentially leaving. Look, this is really far away, but when I read this, I thought to myself, I was like, I just this isn't the same sport I grew up loving. It really isn't. And even on the weekends, like, I look at this weekend in college football, there's just not a great slate on. It used to really mean something this time of year where it's like, you cannot lose this game under any circumstance. Playoff hopes are alive. There's 6 teams competing for 4 spots. I loved the decade that I grew up watching with the 4-team college football playoff. That to me was about as perfect as it got. You got the 5 conferences. You only had 4 spots. Sometimes there was 2 teams in each conference that deserved it. Sometimes there wasn't a team in any conference that deserved. Like, I missed the Pac-12. I don't know. I just think that college football is lacking a little bit of juice right now. And it's stuff like this that is causing me to think that. It's so money motivated that we're switching around the conferences, and I'm doing an old person bit right now. And this is someone who is really excited about the 12-team playoff format. But a year and a half into it, I don't know, man. College football just doesn't seem the same. And I don't know if I'm the only one that feels like that. I can't imagine I am, but I used to love this sport. And now I feel like I just like it.
Is that because of the current format of how things work with the conferences and things work with the transfer portal and all this stuff? Or is it because there is a clear lack of star power in college football this year?
Probably a little bit of both.
Because I think that really plays into it a lot as well. Like, as much as people don't want to admit it, it is much easier to watch a sport when you know the stars of the sport.
Yeah.
We discussed this yesterday. Who is in the Heisman race? Like, if I went up and asked Brad right now, hey, who are the quarterbacks of the 3 top undefeated teams in college football? Would he be able to name them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he would.
That's probably an issue, right? At least not an issue, but it's like, that's not a good thing for college football.
No.
And so that's why I just think that's probably a big reason why people are maybe out on college football, because I think there's a lot of, surprisingly, it almost feels like it's probably a popular take that, oh, the 12-team playoff, I'm not a fan of it. I think a lot of people actually enjoy the current state of college football.
Really?
With the 12-team playoff. Like, it allows, like, the large amount of teams in the SEC, because it does allow for huge matchups every week. And, like, with the amount of good ranked teams in the SEC, we're getting 2 or 3 really big SEC games every week.
But if every single game is big, then how many of them are actually big? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it just gets watered down to where it's like, oh, okay, like, there'll just be another good game on next week. It felt like there used to be these once, like, what,
so
3 times?
You only want, like, a good game every couple weeks?
No, like, that's not necessarily what I'm saying, but there used to be some real juice of, like, oh, my God, like, Georgia and Bama are playing this weekend. And now it's like, okay, we get Georgia, Bama every year. Like,
we got Georgia, Bama all the time.
I know, but, like, you know what I'm saying, though? Like, there used to be some real juice in these games on Saturdays where, like, I just liked the fact that you had to have a near-perfect season to be competing in the playoffs. And now that's just not the case. And I think it's devalued the regular season. Yeah, more games matter, but they matter less.
That's fair. I think that's a good point. But I do think that with the 12-team playoff, like, that part of the year at least makes people more excited, right?
Yes.
It's longer. It's more football. It's just a more games that you can watch that are like more big-time playoff games.
But it's also less prestigious to be in the playoffs. Like, I liked that it was like, oh, my God, we actually made the playoffs. That was a huge deal, even if you knew you were getting your ass kicked.
Like, Michigan loses week 3 to USC, whatever it was. It wasn't week 3, but
run the table.
Typically, you lose that game, and it's like, oh, our season's over. What's the point of watching now? I don't care about making a New Year's Six bowl. Now it's like it gives fans more reason to actually like, okay, there's still a chance.
I'd push back on that, though, because when there was only 4 teams making the playoffs, I think bowls like the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl actually matter. There's like, okay, we're not going to the playoffs. Guess what? We still have a chance to win a bowl game, play in Pasadena, and it's a really meaningful bowl.
I mean,
Pac-12, Big Ten, like a showdown right here.
Think about how like the leading up to the playoff, the last 4 years of bowl games. If you weren't in a college football playoff game and you have a chance to go to the NFL draft, nobody's playing in it.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
Rose Bowl doesn't matter. Like, these guys were not playing. So,
but now that's lost all of its meaning if you're not in the playoffs.
Right.
Now it's dead.
For the bigger schools, yes.
Yeah. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. You've got a chance to text in here if you'd like. So 989-837-6125. We'll be checking the Mitt messages the rest of the show as well. Got the YouTube chat going as well. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you are new to our YouTube channel. Share it with a friend. We'd appreciate it here at the Mitt. 11 o'clock hour on the way, brought to you by our friends at Yider Insurance. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a few moments, recapping some more Detroit Lions.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Do we have any spray paint? Why? I need lots of paint. I'm going to paint the house.
I don't think so.
But it looks bad.
Well, you can't spray paint the house.
And then let's call Bresky Siding and Building Repair. They can do it.
Is your siding looking faded, worn out, or just in need of an update? Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your siding, roofing, and gutter needs.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove, masks that show you the underwater magic, and tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
Fueled by wonder and powered by science. At Dow, we're imagining better things for our customers and communities. It starts with our commitment to reach carbon neutrality by 2050. Designing, building, and inspiring for the world around us. Because when we wonder, the things our world needs could be just one breakthrough away. That's Dow.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. If you are a business or a nonprofit organization wondering how to navigate today's technologies landscape, let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them. On Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
989-837-6125. 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Yider Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yider Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yider is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. Yider Insurance Group, they'll be there when you need them since 1940. Detroit Lions, I'm starting to trust the defense a little bit more than I'm trusting the offense at this point. I still think the offense has higher upside and has the ability to, put up 50 points. We've seen that against the Bears. But, in a big-time game, whether it's, in Seattle, I guess Seattle's probably playing on the road since they're a wild card too right now. But I don't know, whether it's indoors, outdoors, home, away, against these big teams, these really good teams, these other playoff teams, I think I just, if you're going to gun in my head, hey, which unit's going to show up? I honestly think it's the defense. The way that they played against Philly on Sunday night was spectacular, and that's going to get swept under the rug because of the result of the game and the ugliness of it and the loss and the offense really struggling, and, they ended up not winning the game. But the defense did everything and more that they had to do to win that game, and that was with no Kirby Joseph. That was with no DJ Reed or Terrion Arnold. The fact that they're doing it without some of their best players on the defensive side of the football as well, that's all the more reason. We haven't seen this team fully healthy yet. We haven't seen Ali McNeil out there with his healthy secondary, which Ali McNeil hasn't been the biggest impact guy since he's come back, but you got to think that's going to come eventually. I think it's at the point where I think this defense has a much higher floor than the offense does. With that being said, the offense is still capable of putting up mass points in a hurry. We need to see it against a good team sooner rather than later.
Right, and I think I hate to be the looking at the playoff outlook because there is still so much season left, and the Lions have to worry about making the playoffs first. That is truly still in play. But
sure, but I think they're going to be in the playoffs.
But just thinking about the teams that you're going to face in the playoffs, what is it going to take to beat those teams? A team like Green Bay, it's going to take offense, right? Their defense is definitely their strong suit.
Yeah.
Their offense has shown time and time again they're going to put up 15 points and maybe still win. That's how Green Bay gets it done. That's how Philly gets it done. These two teams that you're going to have to play potentially in the playoffs do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Rams are a bit more balanced. I would say they're probably an offensive-leaning team, but they can beat you either way. That's why the Rams are the top dogs.
Well, they just shut down the best passing unit in the NFL on Sunday. The Rams can stop the run without putting an extra linebacker on the field. That's what makes them pretty scary.
Totally. And so just looking at those teams, it is going to take your offense to eventually turn a corner here. It's nice that they have the defense in the Lions to kind of have it as a backbone right now because it's sustainable. It's something that you can trust on a week-to-week basis to, man, if our offense can slowly improve things and find ways to figure it out against good defenses, we know our defense is going to step up and be there to play and match it. But right now the offense, it needs that time to figure things out.
The problem is they're running out of time.
Yeah.
There's not too many big tests left the rest of the year. And we're already in November. So you kind of have to, at this point in the year, either figure it out ASAP or at this point you could also just argue, at this point you know who you are. There's not a lot of developing to get.
I disagree. We know what we know what they are right now, but I think things can change. They have the opportunity to change that.
How many more big tests are there left? It's Green Bay and the Rams?
Green Bay and the Rams. I think
Minnesota on the road on Christmas is still a big test.
I think it's a big test, and they're what are we going to say defense. That at Chicago in the cold, Week 18 is not a test? That's a test for if you got to go to Philly and play in the cold in December.
Yeah.
In January, that would be so.
You have to play against C.J. Gardner-Johnson
if he's still on the roster by then. I think there's a good amount of tests left, and maybe you could argue is the Dallas game a test because it's about, okay, can our offense keep up with theirs? I would assume, I know the Lions defense is what we're talking about right now, but the Dallas offense is at least going to be able to score some points. Can your offense match that? So I think there's a lot of value in the remaining schedule for Detroit. This Giants game is at least in a nice spot where you can bounce back from the Philly game. But I don't know. I just think that things still can get changed. It's just, are you confident that they're going to offensively? That's the big part.
Well, the big issues with the offense right now, interior offensive line. I guess play calling, is still kind of a storyline right now, even though Dan Campbell's just taking the reins at play caller the rest of the season. But the fact that he explodes in his first week against the awful Commanders defense and then follows it up with the 3 for 18 on 3rd and 4th downs, that's just not a great sign.
Right.
So whether we like it or not, whether we approve of it or not, that's a storyline going forward of whether or not Dan Campbell's capable of calling plays. I think he is, for the record.
Yeah, I think so too. But I also think against this Giants defense, because like you said about, Dan Campbell crushed the Commanders defense 2 weeks ago when he took over play calling. At least this Giants team can get after the quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's been the Lions' big issue is the pressure under
Protecting
Jared Goff. So
they also should be able to run it down the line, the
right
Giants defense throat,
which they really couldn't do. I mean, they not really couldn't do. They couldn't do against Philly. So
no.
At least that they still have that opportunity to fix some stuff there against Burns, who is atop the NFL in sacks, right behind Garrett. So
I'd say the other big storylines, I guess I'll kind of combine
is it just
these.
Goff? I mean, is that a storyline?
That wasn't even the one I was going to bring up, but that might be the biggest one.
Right. And I don't know what the narrative is there. It's just Jared Goff. It's just
there's always going to be question marks.
Yeah.
There's just always will.
There never won't be. And this goes all the way back to the playoff game last year. That's something that we had discussed.
This goes all the way back to 2017.
Right. Yeah, right. But I guess when I say it goes all the way back to the playoff game, it's because the 2017 stuff comes up in the playoff game. It's can the grand old question of can Jared Goff win you a Super Bowl? That's always been the question with him, and it will never go away until we know the answer.
And the unfortunate part about it is he's just going to face the criticism for it the rest of his career if he doesn't win one, even though this is what
a lot of quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls.
This is most good quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. You know what I mean?
Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, likely one of them won't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I don't think we're ever going to get them getting questions can they get it done? Because they just knock each other out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jared Goff's always just going to be the person who got traded away because his coach didn't feel like he could do it. I don't think he's not always going to be.
And it's also a pointless question to ask. I do understand, at some point you do have to look yourself in the mirror and be but what are the Lions going to do?
Right. But also, them losing, I don't think is always going to be on Jared Goff. If Jared Goff plays great in the playoffs and the defense can't get a stop or they can't run the football, it's not going to be on Goff.
I think this is the first game of the year that was the first loss of the year that was oh man, this one's kind of on Goff, right?
Yeah, I would say so, because
the Chiefs and Packers were just man, those defenses got after Goff. The interior of the offensive line was bad.
The Green Bay one was just
couldn't establish
a
it.
mess.
Yeah, Green Bay one was just everybody. The Chiefs one was just you played tight against a better Chiefs team, and Mahomes made plays down the stretch, and the Lions didn't.
Yeah, this one was the first one that was just completely on Goff. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. Last year's playoff game was also totally on Goff.
Absolutely.
He was the biggest culprit. That's the unfortunate part. The other storyline that I was going to bring up, though, was is Jamo going to keep this up the last 2 weeks? He's had 2 of the best games of the season. And can Amon-Ra stop dropping the ball? Because this is now a thing, right? Amon-Ra's just dropping the ball way more than he used to. And the standard was so high because he had the lowest drop rate of any good receiver in the NFL last season. But now it's what's going on? Why does this seem like once a game? It's not once a game, but it feels like there's been some key drops in big moments this season for Amon-Ra. And maybe it's just because it's been on primetime football that it's happening, but there has been some moments,
Yeah, there has been. But I just think that if we're doing assuming, I think that's one thing we can just assume is going to get fixed, right?
Yeah.
With the track record that guy has, we're not just going to be is he just going to drop a pass a game now in a big moment? No, I think, would you be shocked if he didn't drop any passes the rest of the year? That should be the expectation.
No, we're going to get his story later this week. That's Amon-Ra sat in front of the jugs machine for an hour and a half after practice.
He did a challenge. How long can I be on the jugs machine?
Mr. Beast is here.
I was just about to say that, yeah. How long can I stay in the circle catching passes on the jugs machine?
Do you agree, though, that the defense has a higher ceiling or a higher floor? I just trust them to show up more. I trust Calvin Shepard's unit to stop the run every single week, no matter who they're going up against, no matter if it's Saquon Barkley or Bijan Robinson. I know they don't play the Falcons this year, but I don't really care who it is. I just trust the Lions defense to stop the other team's rushing attack. And if that's going to be the case, you're just going to set yourself up to succeed.
Yeah, I'm with you. And that's the reason why you should feel a little bit more confident about this group, because we discussed it yesterday, like how bad the Lions offense was. They were still potentially in a spot to tie or win that game.
Right, because of the defense.
The best team in the league, totally because of the defense. And so if your offense can just take minimal steps forward from that in these bigger games, I'm not counting the Giants game, like against the Packers, against the Rams, against the Vikings, in those games the rest of the season, if your defense can continue to be that way, which we have no reason to think it won't be, because it has been consistently proven over and over again that they're going to show up on a week-to-week basis, the offense just has to do enough, which is odd to think about because it's been the complete opposite the last 2 years.
When was the last time the Lions had a new coordinator step into this role, especially when they had a person leave? First of all, when was the last time the Lions had coordinators get hired elsewhere? That used to never happen. And then Colin Shepard comes in, and it's just instantly, oh, yeah, this guy rocks. There was never really any big-time concerns about, what happened with Calvin Shepard here. And there was reason to be concerned of, hey, first-time play caller. I remember after the Kansas City game, it was Andy Reid kind of got him a little bit.
Yeah, and everybody was concerned about the whole, it's not, doing an in-house hire is just kind of the easy way out.
No, Calvin Shepard rocks. That has been proven already, right? No one is in the right mind is still questioning whether or not Calvin Shepard was the right hire, correct?
No. I think there's a bigger question mark with Calvin Shepard that's going to be coming in the offseason.
No, I think it's way too early for that.
You never know,
I think he's
man.
got to do that a couple of years in a row.
I agree,
but
you never know.
He's also 33, 34 years old.
People are always looking for the young, hot hire, Ben.
On offense, I'd be pretty shocked if he ended up leaving this offseason.
I agree, but I just think that it's going to be talked about, that's for sure.
I'd put it at plus 5,000. If we're doing fake odds.
5,000, really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think
there's no chance.
I think there's virtually no chance that happens.
I mean, we got Aaron Glenn head coaching talks 2 years ago when the Lions defense wasn't even great.
And guess what happened? He came back until they were great.
I'm just saying there's going to be talks.
I'm out. I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
989-837-6125. Higher Standard Automotive. I mean, the name says it all. Honest, reliable auto repair done the right way the first time. Locally owned and operated, serving Midland with expert service and small-town integrity. From oil changes and brake jobs to diagnostics and major repairs, they handle it all with precision and care. ASC certified techs, fair pricing, and a commitment to doing things the right way the first time, because your car deserves better than just good enough. Drive with confidence. Choose Higher Standard Automotive.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Since 1940, Yetter Insurance Group has been a trusted friend to generations of your neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region and across the country. Proudly representing auto owners insurance, we're licensed in nearly every state, so no matter where life takes you, we got you covered. And because we're an independent insurance agent, we don't believe in one size fits all. We work for you to find coverage that fits your life, your family, and your business. That's why families and businesses have relied on Yetter Insurance and auto owners for peace of mind. Yetter Insurance Group, local roots, national reach, and always your friend in the insurance business.
Broken appliance? Don't panic. Call Mr. Appliance. With a 4.9-star Google rating, our expert service professionals deliver speedy service with a 1-year done-right promise, so you can count on long-lasting repairs. We treat your home or business with care, no mess, and no trace left behind. Ask about our appliance wellness program to keep things running smoothly year-round. Visit us online at MrAppliance.com for easy online scheduling and local contact information. Mr. Appliance, speedy, trusted, guaranteed.
Tired of floors that snore? Walls that whisper, meh? Premier Tile in Midland is here to spice things up one tile at a time. They've got backsplash that'll make your pasta jealous.
What?
Shower walls that'll actually sing in the morning. And floors so fabulous, you'll consider eating dinner off them. Stylish, affordable, slightly obsessed with grout. Visit Premier Tile, located between Stark and Sturgeon, right off US 10, or at PremierTileStone.com.
Hey, sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan, featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
At Scott Family Dental, we treat every patient like family.
Because it's in our name. Our office culture is built on trust, comfort, and care, just like you'd want for your own loved ones. We don't sign contracts with insurance companies, so we can offer the highest quality dental care without compromise. That means your treatment is based on what's best for you, not an insurance plan. Scott Family Dental, compassionate care, lasting smiles.
Visit scottfamdental.com to schedule today.
This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, Kyle, do you want me to read a text that might hurt our feelings?
Oh, boy.
Unathletic bums, Kyle and Ben. Always talk about what
1v1 me right now.
Always talk about what an athlete can and can't do. You guys can't do anything that these athletes can do. It's a real text we just got.
And the thing is, Ben, we always are talking about how we can do what the athletes do.
That's true. I have always said that if I was just the Lions quarterback, we'd be fine.
Right. Exactly. So I think that's a good text to kind of put us in our place, because we're always talking about that stuff.
Yeah. If I was just sitting in the corner for Cade Cunningham, I think I'd space the floor a little bit better.
Yeah.
Pistons kind of need me out there. It's a good text. Really is. All right, let's get back to the Tuesday Tower real quick, because I feel like I didn't recap this well enough the first time. This third tier, the Broncos, the Colts, and the Bills. How did we get here with the Broncos and the Colts? How is this happening? The Broncos have won 8 straight games. We were talking about the Broncos like the biggest frauds in the entire planet after their Thursday night win against Vegas, because Bo Nix was just so terrible. And then they go out and beat Kansas City, and Bo Nix just looks like the better quarterback over Patrick Mahomes. What's going on with this team? Do you trust him? Do you not? Who's the fakest team on this list?
On the whole list, or just in that tier?
In this top, in the tower.
Because it would be kind of odd to say the fakest team in the whole list is a team that's not even in the bottom tier, right?
You can give me whatever answer you want.
Can I give you I'll give you one. Is Seattle fake just because Sam Darnold's their quarterback? I know Noah's going to love this one. Look, this has always been the concern with Sam Darnold, and this has always been my pushback of kind of including Seattle with San Francisco and with Los Angeles in that division. It's just like you get Sam Darnold in a big-time game, and it doesn't go well. It has just been proven time and time again. Like, even last year, twice it happened. This game against the Rams, like their biggest game of the season.
He's also 0-3 against Don Shula.
4 picks. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, and then you get that guy against Shanahan and Purdy in like a big-time game. Like, as much as we give Purdy crap for being this system quarterback or whatever, like.
We still do that?
Well, that was just always his thing, I guess. Like,
I feel like Purdy looked pretty good.
Purdy wins games in the playoffs, too. Like,
Purdy's also averaging the most yards per play in the NFL right now.
I think Purdy's actually good. I'm not saying Darnold's not good, but if we're talking fake teams that I don't trust, I always have to point at the quarterback. That has to be the first thing you look at, because it's just like, okay, if we're talking this quarterback versus this quarterback in a playoff game, would Sam Darnold beat any of the other quarterbacks in a playoff game? I don't know, maybe Bo Nix? But that would be the Super Bowl.
Cross-conference,
yeah, exactly. I'm not going to look at that.
Okay, then let's do it this way. Broncos, Seattle, or Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and Sam Darnold. Who do we trust the most and who do we trust the least?
Oh, man.
That
That is terrible.
I think I trust Daniel Jones the most because he has the best run game support.
Daniel Jones has also won a playoff game.
Right.
Now, hey, I'm going to push back a little bit because we do know what happened after Daniel Jones won that playoff game.
He also beat, was that Case Keenum? That wasn't Kirk Cousins. No, it was Kirk Cousins. You're right.
I believe it was, yes. I think I would go Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and then Sam Darnold, but I'm absolutely not going to sit here and vouch it to be Bo Nix over Daniel Jones. That's really a toss-up. I think I like the Broncos more in a playoff game against the Colts, if that makes sense.
What if I said over under 1.5 playoff wins for those three quarterbacks combined?
Ooh, that's good. This is good because they'll probably all three make it. Not probably. They
they
sure
definitely will.
Ooh, over 1.5 wins, and the Broncos and Colts most likely won't play round one either. So I have to go under, right? I have to go under because you just look at some of those teams that they're going to be playing, like Seattle.
Seattle's going to be on the road more than likely.
Seattle's going to be on the road, and we saw Sam Darnold on the road last year against the Rams. It's going to be against either the Rams.
Sam Darnold at home, and he stunk.
The Rams, Baker Mayfield, and the Bucks, or against Green Bay or Detroit, all on the road. I'm good on that. And then, obviously, Daniel Jones against any of those AFC wildcard teams, and Bo Nix, one of them probably wins, like you said, but I don't think two.
I think I might have more confidence in Seattle to get a singular win than either of those other two teams.
Even in those matchups, I think Seattle's going to have the way tougher matchup.
Well, the thing with Seattle, though, is...
the Broncos could be playing the Steelers round one.
No, you're right. That could end up happening. So could the Colts.
Right.
It just depends.
Well, the Broncos also could get screwed over by they get the bye, and then they didn't get a chance to get an easy round one victory.
Is it essentially those two teams competing for the one? Well, I guess the Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots. Yeah, those three teams, which is just hilarious to think about.
Yeah,
man, imagine that. Hey, Week 11, top three teams in the AFC: Broncos, Pats, Colts.
Well, you're on the same page as me, right? That
none of those
Patriots
teams are winning the Super Bowl.
Just that the Patriots are better than those other two.
Sure. Yeah, you trust the quarterback much more. Yes. The Broncos' overall roster might be the best out of all of those teams, but you trust the Patriots quarterback much more.
I think the Broncos' defense is just better than anything that the other teams have.
The Broncos' O-line is also really good. They don't have the awesome run game or anything, but...
That's the thing. If the Colts can really lock up the 1 seed, and do they play the Patriots head-to-head? They might. If the Colts can lock up the 1 seed and get the home field advantage, that to me is how we can really maybe start talking about the Colts as being more than just a fraudulent team. But it is so critical for them to get the 1 seed. And they've got basically Kansas City with their back against the wall, which is when they're at their best this week. So I feel like the Colts are probably going to take an L this week against Kansas City. It's a must-win game for KC. That's the thing. Yeah,
it totally is. This is a real must-win game.
You don't get to go 4-5.
They have to win this game.
You don't get to be 5-6 going into Thanksgiving and make the playoffs. That rarely happens.
Right. In a division that you're not going to win either. It's not like they're the Baltimore Ravens where their division stinks and they still could win. They have to sneak in a wild card, and especially with the slate this week kind of favors them a little bit as far as the other teams that are playing for a wild card spot. Just because there is the Texans have to play the Bills. That's a team that's also fighting for a wild card spot.
So they're hoping the Bills win that game.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Just put the Texans out of their misery.
Yeah, Houston is fighting for a playoff spot. So the fact that helps them out a little bit. Jaguars are playing the Cardinals. That doesn't help them. So yeah, it's a must-win game for the Chiefs.
It's probably not good for Indianapolis. Denver's just bound to lose a game at some point. If I'm a Broncos fan, I'm like, okay, when is this loss coming? Let's just get it out of the way and get back on the.
That's how I felt about
train.
The Patriots, honestly. It just felt like they were for sure due with the amount of tough or bad teams that they had played.
Well, remember we all picked Tampa to beat them and to cover.
To cover, yeah, we picked them
the
minus
Patriots
3.5.
They just straight up beat them.
Right.
The Patriots have the Bengals and the Giants the next 2 weeks. So they could have a semi-comfortable lead.
Yeah, they could be 11-2. Broncos have their bye this week.
And then the Patriots the Patriots, the way that they close the season. I guess not close the season, but they're back-to-back games against the Bills and Ravens. I don't know if any of those are primetime games. They certainly should be though.
Yeah,
those are going to determine a lot.
I could see that becoming a primetime game. Here's a big thing for the
when
Colts,
do we get the
by
flexes?
the way. I think after Christmas. I think it's just like the Week 18. Well, all the Week 18 games are TBD right now, so they'll figure that out. But maybe they'll start flexing some out, though, at some point. And
The Lions-Bears could end up being a flexible game.
I think it totally could be.
A primetime
Sunday
game
night
is what
game,
I mean.
last game of the year? Yeah, I mean, that's the only primetime. Well, I guess they do Saturday games that time, right?
Yeah, after Thanksgiving, they're just like, we'll play every day of the week.
I'm not going to complain. Here's the big thing with the Colts, and this could be maybe like to cap off your question of who is the biggest fraud on this list. It potentially is the Colts because of who they have to play the rest of the way.
It gets tough.
Not only is there non-divisional games at Kansas City this week, at Seattle, and then versus San Francisco. Those are 3 huge games. The rest of their games are they have to play the Jags and Texans twice apiece, who are like the other 2 teams that are threatening in their division. Like, what if they go 1-3 in those games, and all of a sudden they might not even win the division? And then they also have to play those 3 really tough non-conference games. The Colts' remaining schedule is going to tell us a lot about them.
I think we'll know everything we need to know about the Colts like this week, basically.
Right. It's just the fact that, but how have they played the Titans twice already and haven't played the Jags or Texans one time? That's weird at this point in the season.
Yeah, that's strange.
But I've seen stranger things.
New season next week.
Uh-huh.
Nice. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here on The Mitt. Stay secure, stay connected, and stay ahead with Linked Technologies, your local IT experts in Midland. From small businesses to large operations, they provide custom tech solutions that actually make your life a little bit easier. Specializing in networking, cybersecurity, cloud services, managed IT support, all under one roof. Fast, reliable, with real people who speak your language. Whether you're upgrading, protecting, troubleshooting, Link Technologies keeps your system running smooth. Visit linkedtechsolutions.com and see how they can make your business work smarter and not harder.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Isaiah, let's play some word association.
I'm ready.
Spring.
Repairs.
Wind.
Roofing.
Rain.
Gutters.
Leak.
Buckley Saturn Repair.
Who do you call?
Ghostbusters.
No, son. Who do you call?
Buckley Saturn Repair.
That's right. Don't wait until spring. Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe it's less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering the magic in life. I'm Kevin Spencer, your Midland Edward Jones financial advisor. Count on me for financial strategies that can help support a life you love. Because the key to being rich is knowing what counts. Contact me today at 989-832-8428 and let's find your rich.
Or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At Ironstack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronstackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. Ironstack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with a Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
He got it! That's 3 of them! The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tonight sees a yearly tradition, the Champions Classic. The Spartans take on the Kentucky Wildcats at Madison Square Garden. Coverage tonight at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, let's jump back into it. It is time to hit the news. Didn't do it earlier today, so Kyle, it's your time to shine.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
It's my one shining moment, you could say. Time for the news.
It's your one shining moment. I know where you're kicking things off today in the news.
What do you mean?
I mean, if you're going to bring up one shining moment, we got to talk about the fact that Michigan State's one of their biggest regular season games of the season is tonight. Champions Classic in MSG.
You got that right. MSU versus Kentucky. This is actually legit one of my favorite nights of the entire calendar year, specifically since they've added the college football playoff. You have the Champions Classic. State seems to usually always be in this earlier game, whether that's against Duke, Kansas, or Kentucky. And then in between, you have the college football playoff being introduced. We actually have, the last 2 weeks, it was obvious who it was going to be. It's probably obvious this week, but at least it's going to be different this week. So we have that in between. And then afterwards, Kansas versus Duke, which Kansas versus Duke, by the way. Like, I'm excited for MSU Kentucky because Michigan State's in the game. But if you're just a basketball fan, watch Kansas versus Duke. You have two of the top three prospects for the next year's NBA draft in what's supposed to be a really top-heavy draft in Darren Peterson, the guard for Kansas, and then Cam Boozer, the forward for Duke. So a couple really good college basketball games tonight.
You need 3 TVs tonight. Find a way to bring out the second TV into the living room.
Pistons, of course.
Grab your laptop. Yes, the Pistons are on. You just need the ESPN coverage of the Champions Classic. And
What's the third one?
I'm sure you'll get to it in the news.
Maction.
Nope.
Oh, that's what I have in the news. Anyways, we'll continue the news here. Michigan's running back Justice Haynes likely out for the remainder of the regular season, Ben. Oof, big tough.
Yeah, we always knew he was going to be out
right?
for a while, but there was that little bit of hope that he could come back for a postseason run. But they've already ruled that out. You just got to hope Jordan Marshall's okay because he went down late in last week's game against Northwestern. They need him back because it felt like there wasn't – look, Haynes was amazing. Marshall was also really, really good. You can't lose 2 really good backs and expect to still get the same production. Like that third running back that they brought in just kind of seemed like a guy, a jag, some are saying. So they got to hope Jordan Marshall is still healthy.
So is this what I think you were talking about, by the way? I'm looking through my news, and I see this, and I'm like, this might be it. LeBron James potentially playing tonight against the Jazz. He's questionable. He returned to practice. Brad is loving it back there.
He's barking.
LeBron potentially back tonight. The bad news is the game's at 10:30. You don't need 3 different TVs.
Oh,
what else
true.
is even going to be on?
That second Champions Classic game's not going to be over by then.
Right.
I guess the Pistons will be over. Oh, the Pistons 7 or 7:30 today.
7:30. Yeah, 7:30.
Okay.
And then obviously, as I just mentioned, Ben just kind of scoffed at it, but we have Maction football on tonight. 3 games. Akron versus Bowling Green, 7 on ESPNU. UMass versus Ohio on CBS Sports Network, also at 7. And the third game, also at 7. Western at Northern Illinois on ESPN2.
So who's at the top of the MAC? Tell us, Kyle.
Currently,
You're
top
Mr.
of the MAC
Mac.
is that team to the west of the state. Currently is atop the MAC right now, but then behind them is where things get really interesting. There is a 4-way race for second place in the MAC right now. 4 teams at 4 and 2, so it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow night's the big night. There's 2 huge games in the MAC as far as the standings go, so CMU Kent State is one of them.
All right, fire up.
Yeah, there's your MAC update. I know everyone's been dying to hear that. Let's stick it in college football. Virginia Tech officially hiring James Franklin to be their next head coach, and the Penn State buyout has been renegotiated. He was originally owed $49 million from Penn State, but there's a $9 million settlement from Penn State in this contract for his new deal with Virginia Tech, so it kind of works out for both schools here.
I think it's pretty embarrassing on Michigan State's part that they didn't even get an interview with James Franklin. Didn't even hear what he had to say.
What do you mean they didn't get an interview? They don't have an opening for their
That's
head
what I'm
coaching
saying.
spot. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is that's
right. This happened
god
pretty
awful.
early. I didn't think this would happen this fast, but it did.
Shout out Virginia Tech for capitalizing, though. I mean, it's a good hire. Like, say what you want about James Franklin. For Virginia Tech, that's an incredible hire.
Virginia Tech has some enticing features about it. I mean, their stadium and atmosphere is like tremendous. That's about it.
Sure. Is that wait? That's not the Stormfield Rush.
No, that was Virginia.
Yeah.
Right.
With the hill.
Okay, if you got Jamar Chase in fantasy, that sucks for you just this week. Usually it's good, but it's bad this week as he got suspended 1 game for spitting on Jalen Ramsey. How about Jamar Chase, though, just like completely lying to everyone afterwards when Ramsey said, like, yeah, that's why I swung on him because he spit on me. And they asked Jamar, and he's like, I don't know what he's talking about.
I think
there's just crystal clear video evidence.
I think there's a real chance he just like blacked out and truly doesn't remember that, though. And when he sees the video, maybe like, oh, yeah, I guess
that wasn't like,
I'm
talking and I had spit in my mouth and I accidentally spit. Like, no, that was that was a bad one. So
how are people not learning? Jalen Carter spit on a dude week 1 on prime time and got suspended, and people are still doing it.
I don't understand.
George Pickens jumps on the field goal post last night after Jameson Williams did 24 hours ago and got a penalty. Of course, he doesn't learn from it.
So funny.
Pickens and CeeDee Lamb spent the first drive on the Cowboys sideline because they were doing Lord knows what in Las Vegas last night and got what it was deemed. What was the official thing? It was disciplinary reasons.
Something, I don't
know. Not
know.
meeting team standard or something, but yeah, that was no surprise that George Pickens was willing to do that. What do you think they were doing in Vegas? Could be literally anything.
Probably going to a Las Vegas Athletics. Oh, wait. Wait. Sorry, I could always got to throw a jab at them when I get a chance to. Okay, a couple more things here in the news. Some sad news here for guys like Ben and I who enjoy watching this guy play basketball. Victor Wembanyama is going to be out for a few weeks with a calf strain. Yeah.
That's so terrible.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
He has been my favorite person to watch this season in the league. And I know not everyone's a league pass warrior like you and I are, but he is like it's unlike anything I've ever seen. This has to be what it was like to watch Wilt Chamberlain, when it's just like, oh, this guy's just way bigger and
different than everyone else.
Yeah, that's the only comparison I think there is to make.
Right. Let's skip it over to another big name, Shedeur Sanders, potentially going to be starting this week for Cleveland. Well, he made his debut last week, and during his NFL debut, his house got broken into. So that's
Shedeur's house got broken
Yeah.
into? That's what a week for Shedeur Sanders. What'd you make of him pouting on the bench after the game?
I mean, is it a shock to anyone?
No. I just think it's like, I don't know. He's someone who thinks the world revolves around him in every way, shape, and form. And it's like, I think he actually is going through it, but it's like, dude, you got to just go, like, be a professional. Go shake hands like you typically do. You know what you're doing. I don't think he can handle it. I don't think he's going to be in this league very long.
But he's probably going to play this week, so we're going to find out.
Probably.
A couple more things on the news. We have a little bit of baseball stuff going on. The Tigers have till the end of the day today to protect their players eligible for the Rule 5 draft. You have to add guys to the 40-man roster that haven't been on it for, I think, 5 years. There's no one that is impactful here for the Tigers as far as potentially getting drafted here, but we all remember Akil Baddoo was picked in the Rule 5 draft. So we'll continue to monitor the Tigers' offseason. Other baseball news, though, we know about the World Baseball Classic. It's coming back this upcoming year. We're super stoked for it. It was awesome when Japan and the U.S. went down to the wire. Rosters are starting to get announced. Pete Crow Armstrong and Corbin Carroll have been added to the United States team, along with Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, and Paul Skeens.
Are we getting Scooby?
I'd hope so. Those are the only 5 that have been announced so far, so they haven't announced a ton of guys.
I think Riley's got a chance at that too, right?
Yeah, I would say so. He definitely has a chance.
Can come strike out 4 times.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay, last thing on the news. Ben mentioned earlier, but Pistons are back in action tonight against the Hawks in Atlanta. That's at 7:30. A lot going on tonight.
All right. Pistons looking to make it 11 straight. It's their longest win streak right now since 2008, 2009. 18 years. Or 2007, 2008, I think. 18 years it's been since they've been on a double-digit win streak. Chance to extend it tonight. 989-837-6125. We've got 2 traditions to close out every show. Thanks for doing the news, Kyle. We'll get to those 2 traditions when we come back. Before we go, let me tell you about Maple Hill Nursery. When the seasons are changing, Maple Hill Nursery is hard at work for you. They offer professional snow plowing to keep your driveway clear, plus spring and fall cleanup. I guess we're still in that time of the year as well. To get your yard looking the best all year round. When things warm up in the spring, they've got mowing services. When snow starts coming, they can plow your driveways. They do it all. From winter to spring, fall, summer, Maple Hill Nursery is your all-season-long lawn and landscape partner right here in Midland. That's Maple Hill Nursery, and this is The Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. The leaves are falling down. Make the cleanup easier on yourself. Save $20 instantly on select Craftsman V20 brushless outdoor power equipment kits. Select Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And a steal of a deal on an Ace gift card. Free $10 gift card when you buy a $50 gift card.
At Tommy's Express, you can get your car clean, shiny and dry in just minutes. Our state-of-the-art eco-friendly wash delivers a spotless finish every time. With the Tommy Club app, enjoy unlimited washes or paper wash. Skip the line with license plate recognition and manage everything right from your phone. Fast, clean, and simple. Visit Tommy's Express today and see the difference. Text Clean Card to 86697 for a free works wash.
Offer valid for new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loon staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
It's a group of people that come together to learn about and to provide input on things happening in our community. So our next upcoming time that we're together, we're talking about law enforcement. We're going to have our prosecutor and our sheriff and our police chief talking about what they're doing and then getting input from the group. So that's a wonderful way for people to come and learn and share their ideas. We've also partnered with the Midland Business Alliance on the My Pros Community Crowd Fund, which started, goodness, now I think it's been probably 4 years.
Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
Into the end zone.
The Michigan State Spartans.
Touchdown, MSU.
Heard right here on the Great Lakes Bay region's home for sports.
It's the final road game of 2025 for MSU. They go to Iowa City to take on the 6-4 Iowa Hawkeyes. Kickoff Saturday at 3:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Don't miss a moment of Spartans football on Sports Radio 100.9.
Let's give them what they want.
Do it.
100.9 The Mitt.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
Let's pick out a good wine. Let's discover a new taste from a new place. Let's meet the people who handpick the grapes in places dedicated to the craft, in a land that only knows one way to grow things, rich and full. Welcome to Michigan, where the 4 seasons and 4 Great Lakes smile on the winemaker, where the quality of the wine is exceeded only by the warmth of the greeting waiting for us. And with more than 90 wineries, covering more than 13,000 acres, the harvest has never been better. So let's wander through lush vineyards, discover hidden treasures in vast cellars, and renew ourselves in comfortable tasting rooms. Let's all raise a glass. Let's gather our closest friends and become even closer. Because taking time to toast the beauty and bounty of life is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. We've got 2 traditions to close out every show. The first tradition we have is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the Day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, Lock of the Day. It feels late to jump on this train, but I also don't think the odds are ever going to be better. I want the Pistons money line tonight. I expect Cade to be back tonight. I don't know about Asar Thompson, but if we get Cade, Duran, and Stu against this Hawks team that is without Trae Young but has been winning games, but Cade Cunningham has kind of proven that despite these long wing defenders on the Hawks, he kind of just torments them every time he plays
Dyson
them.
Daniels.
Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable taking the Pistons tonight, and if the spread is 1 and they're basically even odds pick 'em money line, that tells me that Cade is playing tonight. So I'm gonna take the Pistons. I think they rock it into 11 straight.
Okay. I mean, I'm obviously going to tail this. I'm not going to go against the Pistons today.
But it's sketchy to jump on the train this late.
It is. I agree. I think if you would have taken, if we would know, I mean, it is sketchy because we don't know about Cade. But if we did know Cade was playing, they probably would be favored by more. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It is a little sketchy, but I don't want to say fade. I'm rooting for the Pistons tonight. I don't care about Taylor fade. I'm tailing this.
He was a game time decision yesterday, and he didn't play. I think that's anticipation
Back-to-back,
of if we're gonna have him play a game, let's have him in this back-to-back.
Let's do one more double check to see if we have an update on Cade's status. Nope, still game time decision. Hit him with a SAR.
And if he's going to be a game time decision yesterday on the back-to-back, I feel like let's just save him for the bigger game the next day. So I kind of imagine him playing tonight.
And also for Atlanta, you got Zachary Rizichet, Porzingis, and Okongwu, all game time decisions as well.
You see what happened to Rizichet?
No, I missed it.
So he goes up for a dunk, just like
Oh, no,
swings up
yes,
and
I
just,
did see this.
like,
That was scary.
Yeah, he's lucky his head is still intact to his body.
Oh, that was actually bad. That was one of those ones where you're like, ugh.
And usually when that happens, it's because someone undercut him. But he just like went up, dunked, swung, and slipped from the rim and like fell backwards and landed right on his head, basically. It was awful.
But yeah, this is essentially a pick'em today for Ben. Pistons money line is -108. Hawks money line is also -108. So it's a toss-up pick'em game. You don't see this very often in sports. So
No, a lost start.
It is a lost start. They need him in football, man.
Never. It just flips from the 1.5 to the 1.5 over and over and over again. And usually those are the games you by all means stay away from. Sometimes they still like to. Do you want to update the people?
Yeah. Yesterday, hit CeeDee Lamb touchdown was like lock of the century. I tailed that because it was so obvious.
Cool. We're 1-0.
Early.
Nothing else matters.
Well, I'll give people. I mean, you're not doing bad in the month of November. You're just 1.1 units down in the month of November.
Okay.
Like
It's not bad.
It's not bad. You can get almost back to 500 with a win today. But you are 24.5 units down all time.
Didn't need to be said.
Yep, my bad.
Didn't need to be said.
My bad.
I feel like there was one more thing. Oh, Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren, if Porzingis does play, he might retire on the spot. Stu's gonna mess that guy up.
He might retire on this.
Stu's gonna torment that guy. He's gonna see a big, tall, white guy, and he's gonna be like, you know what? You are going to have the worst time of your life for the next 48 minutes.
Right. I will say though, the stretch bigs seem to have better games against Detroit than the non-stretch bigs. And
Sure.
Porzingis obviously is one of them.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying he's gonna have like a huge game.
The
I'm just
first
saying,
time, the first time Porzingis goes up for a rebound, if he's playing and he gets Isaiah
wait,
Stewart
Porzingis rebound? Did you just put that in the same sentence?
The first time he tries to go up for a rebound and Stu like puts his forearm into his side, he's gonna be like, eh. Yeah. Right. All right. That is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right. Our second tradition to close out every single show is guessing what Colin's going to open with. Did either of us score a point yesterday?
Yes, Ben.
I did.
You scored a point yesterday.
Oh.
Man, we talked about it. Yesterday was the most up in the air guessing Colin's Open ever. There was so many options, and you had the first pick and you nailed it. Like that. That's impressive. It was Chiefs lead yesterday. Not Sunday Night Football, not Shedeur Sanders, which was what I went with, not Caleb Williams, not J.J. McCarthy. So that gives it to moi to go today. 32-26 is the score. You've got the lead over me. You're extending this lead a little bit. I had it cut to like 3 at some point about 2 weeks ago. That's been split in half. So it's my turn today, and I'm in a tough spot because I almost feel like there was so much to talk about from the weekend that he could like go back to it. Like he could go back to a Caleb Williams Bears thing today.
Oh, for sure.
He could go to a J.J. McCarthy stinks thing. Like there's a world. Cowboys Raiders last night is like, what's he going to talk about? Oh, the Cowboys, are the Cowboys still alive? Is that his lead? I don't necessarily think so. So I think I go back to, LeBron's returning tonight, but I don't think that's a big time lead thing. James Franklin's not getting led with. I'm just trying to just go through my options here. I think I'm going to go with Caleb Williams and the Bears today. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I've talked myself into it.
It's not a bad option. Usually, if you don't know what to do and you just say Caleb Williams, hits more often than not. It's kind of crazy. I am going to go with Jerry Jones, the Cowboys. It's a TV show, not a football team. And he's going to relate it to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens being on the sideline for the first game, for the first drive, and then still going out and kicking ass.
And they both dominated, too.
Both of them just incredible games.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to relate that to, like, Jerry Jones probably had something to do with this because he wanted all eyes to be on the Cowboys. Because what happened the second that we saw that those guys didn't take the field? I got push notifications. I got Twitter notifications. The fantasy group chats are blowing up. What's going on? Why is Pickens and CeeDee not on the field? Then they go out there and dominate. It's to a T
Good point.
what Jerry Jones wanted to happen yesterday. Perfect. Jerry Jones goes to sleep like a little baby after something like that happens. So I'm going to go with Cowboys, Jerry Jones. This is not a normal football team the way that it is run type of lead for my guess.
Okay.
To close out the show, I do want to say one more thing. Congratulations to you, now that it's official, on picking up your first fantasy win in the league that I am in with you.
Let's
0
go.
for 10, and then you pick up the win, now 1-10 on the season.
Woo-hoo.
That's an impressive feat, Kyle. That really is.
Yeah, I was 0-10. Major tank mode is what I was in.
Dynasty League.
And now I am officially, like I said, in the league. This is going to be one of those things where it's like Kyle's record since week 11 of 2025. It's going to be like when the Lions, got out of their skid. That's kind of my whole vibe I'm on.
That was your Green Bay game.
Yes.
From 2022.
Right.
Really impressive to go 0-10. To not just like luck your way into a win.
No, it truly is. But like I said, when you have Cam Ward as one of your quarterbacks in a 2-quarterback league, it's tough.
Who's the other one?
It was Mariota this week.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But Mariota's better than Cam Ward, man. It doesn't get much worse than Cam Ward.
Cam Ward has yet to
Just
eclipse 15 points.
A consistent 12 points, 8 to 12 points every week. It's just it's brutal,
in
man.
a 2-quarterback league, that's a loss basically every week. I saw you're the high scorer this week, though, so there you go. He's back.
I'm back.
I had to blow my entire team up at the trade deadline this year in that league. My big main league, just traded away every single person. Give me all the firsts. Give me Jeremiah Smith lottery tickets for 2027. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube to get notified when we do go live so you can stay updated. I'm sure we'll be talking about Michigan State's big game tomorrow. So talk to you guys then. See you later.
The Ben